believe.
Now we're being recorded.
All right, now we're recording.
Hence the red curtains on the side.
No, the red curtains were there all the time.
Really? I didn't even notice them till now.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, now I don't have it on the website. Okay. So what is today? March 30?
Yes.
Yes.
March 30.
Tomorrow's the
I think it's
31st.
the 31st.
No,
No, it's the
tomorrow is
30th.
Sunday.
Okay. So here's... there was my epic code.
And then you
Things that Homer never had to worry about.
No, he used Mark I computers.
Mark 1. Get out of here.
Tablets.
Mark 1. That brings me back a long ways. I used Mark 1 with, actually, I think that's used in Gamma World. Mark 1 computers. Okay. RPG day 1 of, this is the One Ring campaign in Anglo-Saxon style. At Esgaroth, the stilted city, town on water, ship never sailing, adventure awaited. Free folk gathered, few to the counting, yet a strong-fingered fist, to strike the shadow and gain much glory. From distant farthings hailed the Holbitlan. Short folk they are, but sure-hearted the Shire. Poppy Smallborough landed at Lake Town, found a round room at the inn river bottom. The second stranger to find our fellowship was Erlin the Barding, a man of Dale, bold in battle and keen of eye, whose blessed blood keeps no cowardice. Poorer are those who dwell in Mirkwood, woodmen and women, but rich in courage. Their bows and their axes fell all foes. So Ahir Kari arrived in Esgaroth. Grim Barald was next, and grim his face, yet saves his scowls for Sauron's slaves. The Bjorning bows to the Carrot Keeper, and swings his blade as the Grimmer Reaper. In ancient days was Esgaroth named by elven tongues the Lake of Reeds. Now fair Linden strode in strength, wielding his wisdom and joining our throng. Last but not least was Balin the Dwarf, young in his years, yet hardy are they, who live in the halls of the Mountain King. Sharp is his axe, and also his wit. These 6 assembled at the humble inn, and quickly heard the rumor storm that hapless scouts of Durin's folk had disappeared. Gloomy news, yet perfect purpose for a band of fighters. To Glowing's house we hurried, hoping honor and glory and greater riches awaited our gang. We came before the grandson of Nar, the companion of Thorin. Glowing spoke, "Find my people, for Balin the Old and Owen my brother, both are missing. They are late to return from the long marsh, and the shadows lengthen. Find my kinsmen, handsome reward shall be given if your quest's fulfilled." Bent then his brow, foreboding had filled him. His mind eye saw his brother drowning. With haste we left him, eager to gather supplies in a boat. That evening already we rested before the early beginning. Balin and Linden, strange was their friendship. The tree and stone agreed well together, hard-headed also, and twins in their folly. That night they were looking for a forge to borrow. The last smith was closing, his shop was shuttered, but the 2 spoke with him, persuaded him not. As strangers they seemed, dark and uncouth. To the warriors' alarm, the smith raised a cry, "Guards! Guards!" and the warriors fled. To a welcomer place, to the inn that we stayed at, where a blazing fire and frosty flagons healed what ailed them. Then all our band did sleep, and night's star-speckled dream cloak covered our senses. The cock later crowed. The daylight roused us, and swiftly we packed. Down to the docks our feet gladly took us, into the river steed to ride the water, the river running. Fiercely we rode, no fish was swifter. That night we came to the first falls. Porters greeted us with manly words. We sat at meat together that night, trading our stories. Next day the porters carried the boat down paths on cliffs, such nimble goats. They trod the rocks and ate our cash. On for 3 days we took the wave road until we approached the mists of the marsh, and the hair on our necks stood up straight. Our scouts scanned for signs of life. They found a trail, and the boat was landed. Into the marsh we warily crept, following tracks that led to the forest. Mirkwood the Great, hider of shadows, teller of secrets if made to confess. Dwarves have gone missing, earthen clues point to the trees, and our company follows. After some time, a campsite's discovered, a couple days old, but abandoned and empty. Night's black sheet covers all again, but Balin's stonecraft keeps us all warm. Valor and glory await the adventure. Onward and forward, we seek for the lost.
Awesome. Do you mind if I share this with Francesco?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
It's all fun.
Who's
Very cool. The creator of the game. Francesco D'Aquila.
I think so.
That's Spanish?
Italian.
That's why I wanted to use it.
Cubicle 7 is in the
He's not
UK.
that young.
Francesco's
I did say Italy. That young.
That's young.
Well, young is a relative term. I mean, younger than, like,
I'm old. I'm old enough to be your grandfather.
old in dwarf years, though. I mean,
Dwarves live to about 250.
yeah, so, like, you could be 50 years in dwarf years and still be considered a whippersnapper.
They don't reach their majority until 50.
Okay, I'm going to consult the dwarf section here.
I'm on 233,000.
Save us, friends consulting the runes.
Well, let's get that as well.
Okay, adventuring age, 50 to 100. Dwarves generally start their life on the road in their 50s and do not usually consider retiring before their 90s. Around that time, they feel they can no longer stay away from their family or want to dedicate themselves solely to the perfection of their crafts. But dwarves can remain active until they are more than 200 years old and may return to adventuring if a great need arises, like the opportunity to avenge an old insult or injury, or to recover a treasure, or reclaim a long-lost dwarf hold. So you're probably, what, 50 to 75 years old? I
Sure.
guess.
And you're,
Yeah, I don't see any
I'm a
messages
whopping,
from
like, 40 years
Nate
old.
at all.
it's old Sam.
He'll probably show up fashionably late.
Are you sure?
I talked to him on Thursday.
Did he say he was getting emails?
No, he showed up in person at the mall,
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
and he said he wasn't getting emails.
Okay.
and then you said check your...
Check his spam folder.
What, do you remember what his email is? Just we could verify that.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking right now.
Snow locker.
How do you spell it?
I have it.
Yes.
It's snowlock57 at Gmail.
Okay. So probably...
How do you walk?
It would bounce back if it didn't get to him, right?
If it was entered
An
and I
invalid
didn't forget or something.
That's what I meant. If it was incorrect.
Inappropriate.
Well, so let's see. While we're looking that up, I also had. Oh, I know. It's on my other account. I still don't have it organized where all my emails come to one place. Must be nice.
I wouldn't know. I have 2 emails. Not that.
Okay, I screwed up.
Huh?
Thought I added him, but apparently I didn't.
Oh.
Oops.
My bad, I'm sorry.
But you said to him it's at 12 o'clock, didn't you, on Thursday?
No, on Thursday we didn't mention it, and
Oh, but you sent him an email last
I
night.
sent him an email last night saying that it was at noon.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you got the, got an email telling him that it's at noon, so.
Okay, I have now added him.
We could forward
There's
it.
an instant messenger feature on Gmail. Is he up on that?
That's a good point.
Checking. I don't have him as a friend, so I'll have to. Let's see.
I never use it.
That's probably under Google Plus.
What's his
No, it's
last
under
name?
the Gmail on
I
the
see it.
sidebar.
I see it.
What's his last name?
Nate. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well,
He's being cautious with his identity.
wants this, I don't think so.
Force the size of the screen.
So here's, oh, let's see, somewhere in here I have written, let's see. So I came up with kind of a backstory to the character. Let's see if I can find that information.
So did you even notice that it sent you a voice message? Did you ever check your phone?
My phone's been buggy. The back phone. When I'm trying to text someone,
Here it is.
a lot of the times it just either deletes it or it sends it for me to then check it.
Here, Kitty. Can I regale you with my background story while Hawk's working on this?
Please do.
Okay. We don't really regale people very often, do we? It's kind of
I would like to be
interesting
regaled.
word. Regaled. Okay. So
Not
this
me
is.
drinking with expensive pot.
No, it's when. Oh, never mind. Okay. So, so this is proposed because Hawk has to rubber stamp it. But here's my backstory to my Bjorning guy. So here's what it is. I am Grimberal, born a Northman of the tribe of Grinwolf. My clan moved west from my village at the eaves of Mirkwood when it was attacked by orcs. That was long before my time. My clan moved to an island in the river Anduin, north of the Carrock, a full 2 days' journey. My family kept animals and raised hay along the east bank of the river, using a raft to transport it back to our island. In the year 2912 of the Third Age, I was born, in the summer after the fell winter. My mother, Garcendis, told me stories of that terrible cold time while she carried me, when the great snows fell and covered the north half of Wilderland waist deep. Our homestead was defended by my father Arnulf and his 2 older brothers, Eberulf and Ramnulf. It was in the fell winter that Anduin froze over, and white wolves crossed from Mirkwood and attacked our farm. My mother saw them cross and could hardly run into the house in time. The warriors of our house worked together to fight off the wolves with their axes. My uncle Eberulf died then, but the wolves were pushed back behind the hedge fence. My father did not venture far from the farm until the ice thawed in the spring. I missed all the excitement and was born that summer. My mam said that I was a strong baby with stronger lungs. I had my own hatchet when I was 4 and could split kindling for a hearth fire well enough. At the hearth I would sit and listen to the stories and songs of my father, uncle, and grandsire, Balderic the Wise. I longed to find adventure and glory, and find some land to call my own and raise my own bees. Our family's hives are well known in the Vale of Anduin for the good honey we make and sell, not to mention honey cakes. At the age of 16, I was given my first battle axe. When I was 21, orcs came down from the mountains again, mostly to the south of us where they crossed the ford at the Carrock. Bjorn took care of them, but a few escaped and attacked our clan when we were haying. I slew 2 orcs that day and helped to protect our home. In honor of my courage, my grandsire gave me his ancient splitting axe, which he had from his grandsire Wulfric's grandsire Lobhunter, a woodman who had bought the axe from the dwarves of Lonely Mountain before the dragon came. The axe had seen battle against giant spiders, wolves, and orcs. It was a great heirloom of my family, and I am proud to bear it. After my grandfather died, I roamed the Vale, looking for ways to fight the growing shadow. I was foolhardy at times. It was when I had earned my scars several years later and several years wiser that the mighty man Bjorn went to help fight in the Battle of 5 Armies. I heard scattered news of the defeat of the orcs and wargs. When Bjorn returned, many of the wandering warriors of the Vale and Wood came to him at his wide wooden halls. We pledged ourselves to his service and became known as Bjornings. I owe my allegiance to him. I stayed near his home for 2 years. Then about 3 years ago, I chose to go see my clan one more time before setting off an adventure on the other side of Mirkwood. I had the blessing of both Bjorn and my clan to see more of the world. I traveled over the northern edge of the forest, and after many weeks came to the river Running, and followed it thence to the Long Lake and Esgaroth, the lake town. Here I have looked for worthy adventurers whom I might join for a time, and put my axe to good use against the enemies of the free folk. I am working on my skill as a songsmith, but my wordcraft has much need of improvement. Here ends my tale of the spring of the Third Age, 2946, as I write it down in runes while staying in a corner of the common room of the inn Esgaroth called River Bottom. Which reminds me, I really think Oh. I did?
Most of it's on there.
Oh, it's on that side. I
This
forgot.
is it, yeah.
I picked it up there. I think that after we do our adventure and come back to the inn, I think we should take your money, since you've got something to do, and we should buy the inn and rename it, because I think that the River Bottom is a very mediocre name for an inn. And I was thinking the Dragon's Bones would be much more
So,
fitting.
Drake, isn't it interesting to you how everybody wants to spend your money for you?
Yeah.
We'll gladly take your farthings.
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Yes. What was his name again?
Wimpy.
Wimpy.
Did you ever see the Robin Williams version of that?
No.
Popeye?
Oh, the Popeye. Yes, yes. The movie with Shelley Winters, I think,
Yes.
is olive oil. Anyway,
So you do have a marvelous way with words, Brian.
thank you.
So,
I'm trying to explain how I got a splitting axe because it was a cultural reward, I think, when I put this
Right.
together.
Right.
So I had to obviously earn it somehow.
Right.
so Brian.
Yeah.
Exactly the right answer.
Shifter from Deep Space Nine into your family.
What?
Darn it, he's destroyed my secret. Because,
What?
of course, the Bjornings sometimes are called skin changers, right? So there's actually a name in the list of possible names for Bjornings, Odo.
Oh, really?
My family tree. Actually,
The
it's,
shapeshifter from
it's a Saxon
DS9
name,
is married
okay?
in.
There were Odos back in the day, I tell you. But the only thing I'm not sure about is the age, because what I did is I looked at the timeline, and it's apparently, when you look at the timeline of Middle-earth in the Third Age, before Bilbo's time, or before the, the Journey of the Hobbit,
It gets pretty fuzzy.
there's something called the Fell Winter,
Yes.
which was the winter of 2911 to 12.
Yes. That's the one that they talk about Bull Roar took and such, fighting off the wolves and such.
Okay.
That's where the wolves.
Or was that the earlier one? There's the Fell Winter, and then there's the Long Winter.
Oh.
I think it might have been long, but it's one of those two.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
there were a couple really bad winters, right?
Yes.
And this one, I thought it'd be kind of fun for the story if I was born that summer afterwards, but that would make my character a little older.
Yes.
He'd be like 40. What do you think?
Well, Brian, then you'd be adventuring with this.
Hey, no, I'm thinking we're in 2946, so take away 12. That's 34. Is that too old for a Bjorning to be tromping around?
It's getting up there.
Okay, so maybe I should say 5 years.
But I
after.
wouldn't say no. I mean, if it helps you with your story,
you were born-
you're not sold that you're going to be debilitated or anything.
Brian, if you were born 2
Besides-
years before, you wouldn't remember the winter.
Besides, this game tends to phase out adventures pretty quickly, so that's fine.
That's why we plan on buying a name.
For your old rage retirement.
So the dwarf is willing to spend his money.
He likes the
My money,
idea.
I'm spending it, not him.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was your idea.
Yeah, all along.
But you have to like create nice little stone cottages for each of us before you do that. Old adventurers' homes.
I make a stone stable.
A carriage stable. Oh, your horses get better treatment than us. Now I understand.
All right, so you guys had a heavily segmented night watch shift for the night. You had the first shift 1 hour for out here, the second shift for 2 hours with Lyndon, the third shift was Erlon for 1 hour, the fourth shift was Balin Smith for 1 hour, the fifth shift was I can't read my handwriting. How do you spell that again?
Who?
Grimbarald.
You can just call him Grimbald for short, but I didn't like the connotation.
I just have a problem reading your writing because it tends to be in pencil.
I have a problem reading my writing because my handwriting's horrific.
No, it's not.
Horrific rhymes with
is
terrific, though.
Yes, yeah.
Actually,
that's
in-
it.
My handwriting takes up 53 lines.
Terrific used to mean terrible.
Really?
Yeah, terrifying.
Terrifying.
Okay, that makes sense. And then
Yeah.
sixth, so Grimbrawl took 2 hours. Lyndon and Grimbrawl both took 2 hours. And then sixth shift is Poppy for 1 hour.
Yay. I like those
Poppy's
short
pulling
shifts.
her weight. I mean, you're not just
As
like.
opposed to giving short shrift.
Oh,
I was still
no, I was
forming
saying
that
doing a
pun.
better job than Bilbo when Bilbo says, "Oh, Bomber, I'll take your turn for you." Doesn't do anything. Poppy is the more reliable sort of hobbit.
Poppy is a
You
reliable hobbit.
You hope. You hope.
Our party depends upon it, apparently.
This is like when the Justice League, Batman sells out Superman.
Meanwhile, back at the headquarters.
Back at Dol Guldur,
Yes.
someone gets a cell phone message from Bilbo. I've got him in the
Gamers 3.
Is there such a thing? Yeah.
Did you see the Gamers 3 clip?
No.
10-minute clip. So it has them. You've seen Gamers 1 and 2 now, or at least 2.
Right.
I have.
So it has them in their characters,
Right.
in the fantasy world. And you're.
Oh, the part. Yes, I
ring,
did.
ring. Okay,
Yes.
you did. So you answer it. I will punch you forever.
Yes. And he's like, yes. I know. It totally ruins the point. Yeah, I know.
Well, all right. Well, we postpone the game.
China.
It's not like it'll be for a year or something. A year later.
And all the
It's
characters
a little too close for comfort here. We're hoping that.
It was kind of funny when they were.
Well,
stepping out.
Brad we knew about. That was scheduled. So, and Nathan's my fault really, because I didn't have him on the list. So I can't
think I kind of
give either of them any grief. What's that?
He asked me about it.
Yeah.
I think
No, it's my fault. I screwed up. I didn't get him on the list,
Then
and
we should go back
I
and buy it.
apologize utterly.
Well, he's with us.
Nate,
He wants
I'm
to-
really sorry.
Well, that's okay. We'll just have the dueling NPCs.
There you go. Did it die?
No, just turned on the screensaver. It should still be working. But...
Must save the screen. There was a Family Guy episode when Lois got into politics,
God.
and she was saying
Oh, I
something
see.
about the League of Evil, and then
The evil
meanwhile in
evil.
the League of Evil, how did she know about her plans? Who leaked them?
No, it's going to be Evil League of Evil.
Evil,
Yeah.
evil, evil.
Dr.
So who leaked it?
Horrible.
I forget.
Dr. Horrible.
Dr. Horrible.
I don't
Oh, you don't know about Dr. Horrible, do you?
Let's stay on track.
Alright. I have a DVD to loan you.
Yes, it's very
Devious
fun.
A devious DVD, yes. It's fun. It's a musical.
It's fun.
It's really
Go on, try it.
Although
Yeah,
you probably,
you like
you
that.
probably want to watch it by yourself
It
before
has
you watch
a
it with the
little
girls.
bit of adult reference here and there. Not.
It's not
Oh,
bad,
yeah.
but
It's funny.
Why
It was
the-
during the writer's strike.
I'm sorry, I'm a Bjorning. I'm against all technology except axes.
He's in character. Alright.
Do you want to access the question?
Oh. Punish him now! Wait.
When I play this game,
I'm the lore master, I'm the dungeon master.
Brian, are you keeping score?
I
Are you
am.
punching?
Yeah.
when
Started
I play
Richard's
a
tallies.
game that mod, I pick a hatchet and I always
Richard,
ask for
every
something.
campaign, though, starts fresh. So that's okay.
Okay.
So these are my shadow points that I'm acquiring.
So you guys did earlier notice you being followed or something?
Yeah,
or
I picked up on some guys at the edge of our detection.
some guys.
Some things.
They were bipedal. That
Okay.
was about all we could tell.
Okay. And where were they when you saw them?
The edge of the wood.
Right.
So
Okay. That's all you recall from that.
that's all I recall.
Well, we've had a really good night's sleep, except for that 2-hour span.
Well, we'll see how the night
Oh,
goes, right?
we're starting now.
Dun, dun, dun,
When we
dun.
left, everybody was establishing the shift.
Oh, I
We
see.
hadn't
We haven't
actually
actually
gone through
slept.
the night.
Okay, right then. Drat, I hate
How
sleeping.
much oil do we have?
How much oil? I don't know. Did we bring olive oil with us?
well, I've got some acne.
What have you
No, I mean
got?
torch oil.
Torch oil.
Or not torch oil, but traction oil.
If we had olive oil,
We had
with us,
12
would we
torches
render
or
it
6
down?
lanterns.
And we went with lanterns
Lanterns, 2 hours each. Oil, 2 hours each.
per lantern.
I guess we're gonna have to keep track.
I think Nate's going to be kidnapped because he's not here.
I said we should just pretend we were
I
poisoned.
should have made like a way to easily just.
Okay.
I should have
No
carved out a
inventions.
perimeter
No inventions.
No inventions.
filled with oil.
I'm sorry.
Even though that would probably just burn us.
No. If I'd brought my bees with me, then that would have been a handy defense.
That's none of your beeswax.
Okay, that's 2 for you.
Shadow points.
So, have we used any of our lanterns yet? I don't think so.
No.
Unless we maybe used a little bit. Well,
So,
campsite.
what day were we on here as far as leaving Esgaroth?
This was the first camp we made.
I know how to make flame.
Well, no, there was the waterfall. So it's the first camp since the waterfall?
Right?
Yeah.
Shit, it's dark.
It was the first camp in the wild, I guess you should say.
Alright.
No, I wouldn't call it a wild camp anymore. I'm sitting here making the door open.
So it's
You
gonna be
want
the
not?
third day.
Or we
We
won't
can
haul
make a-
any of your money around.
We can make a stone in here.
Right.
Then we don't
He's going to become the king of the swamp.
I'm not even counting that.
So the night of the third day,
No, it was the night of the second day.
but it's still nighttime.
Correct.
So it's
But
the
it's
night
going
of
to
the
become
second
the
day.
third. Yeah.
Okay, 9 and 2nd day.
And had you gone very far into the swamp? Like, did you guys?
No, we're on the river.
I wanted to do some scouting, but we were
It
actually...
was slightly into the wood, wasn't it?
Not much.
We're on the edge. We're
But-
still in the swamp.
It was a
Well, we're in the swamp, but we're on a slightly raised piece of dirt.
I thought it was in the trees.
I just have a note that says on the river camping for the night.
Oh, okay. I imagined it differently then. I must not have paid attention.
Camping warmly.
So it wasn't actually in the forest yet. That makes sense. The dwarves probably wouldn't have camped inside the forest. They
I
would
like my
have
fire.
maybe made their camp nearby there.
This is going to be your only thing of note the entire campaign.
And what did you find at the campground?
Well, aside from that one.
We found stones in a vague formation that remind us of dwarves have probably been here.
We're kind of
scraps
assuming
of
this is their camp.
scraps of something. Did we find some evidence?
We just found a campfire.
Yeah, that was just a.
That
It was
I
used
made
as a
not
camp.
a campfire.
Yeah, I made it fancier.
Actually, I suppose I could go look around and scout.
Others may have camped here, but the most recent configuration reminded you of the way dwarves would
Right.
arrange
So
things.
once we get the camp set up,
Mhm.
I think I want to do a little scouting and see if I can figure out who's shadowing us.
What's the? Can I ask who the shifts again?
Yes, Ahir,
Builders.
Linden,
Fireplace.
Erlond, Balin Smith, Grimberald, and Poppy. 1 hour, 2 hour, 1121.
We may never get to Poppy.
I put my stonemason's mark on the fireplace, by the way.
How do you
Take
do
last
that?
watch
Chiseling
on the
chisel
hope
into
that we
the
may
stone?
be able to
Why?
come to a
You,
draft.
is there like a copyright or something? That nobody else copies your?
Yeah.
Utility trade.
He
And
carries-
that way people can
carries
come down.
He carries a stamp with him everywhere he goes.
Wow, guys! At this
All
rate, we won't be able to have a
So,
Sorry.
narrative.
so you said you wanted to search.
Yeah, I wanted to see, make a stealth check to see if I can observe whoever it is who's shadowing us.
All right.
Is there some shadowing stuff in there?
Yes.
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 We caught a glimpse of someone in the dark.
Oh, that's right.
Well, first you need to do an awareness check to find them again.
Okay. That is a
depends on your
favorite
level of awareness.
attribute, and it's
That not only matters if you fail, all right?
Yeah.
But go ahead and roll that.
Folk of the Dusk lets me use that.
Keeping that in mind. Okay. Go ahead and roll away.
Ta-da! Well, at least it wasn't the ISR.
What'd you get?
11.
I can't tell what that is from
6 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 total.
No,
A 2 on the D12.
That's an
6
11.
and 5 is 11.
It's 11.
My bad.
Okay, so you're searching around and it's getting very dark, even because with the heavy trees and such, even your visibility is getting limited, and you don't find any sign of them at this point. Anybody else want to search?
I'll search.
Okay.
The
Awareness.
elf with blood.
And I am keen-eyed.
Okay.
Outdoor.
There you go.
2
2
grades.
6. Nice.
I didn't have Gollum to warn me to stay away from the lights.
22.
All right, so you're sneaking around as well. You can kind of hear him making odd crackling and lumping noises. He's not being very quiet for an elf. Must be very tired or something. And but with your being careful and aware and kind of just more sitting back and just looking, you spot the group up in the trees about 200 feet away of humanoids, and as you peer more closely, you realize that they look like their attire and such fits the descriptions of wood elves. And they're only 100 feet away up in the trees, high up in the
Embarrassment
trees.
to my kinsman.
We could have shot you. Your
Watching,
breathing was so
just watching quietly, no weapons
The
drawn
elf
or
is so
anything.
loud we could have
So you notice this just sitting up on the hill.
Might be a
Okay.
trick
Around
now.
quietly.
That's why. It's my excuse for having low environments.
So it's up to you whether you want to say anything.
About 100 yards beyond, up in the trees. What else?
Send the elf.
How many of them are?
Good one.
Several. It's
Okay.
hard to tell. I mean, you can make out enough, but you know you're not seeing all of them, so you're not sure how many. You can see 3 or 4 right now.
Several what else?
Why do you think they're watching us?
My campfire.
because we're glowing in the dark.
Shall we approach them?
Yes, but let's make sure we're
Ask if they have.
friendly. We don't do anything that would end up.
Send the elf.
I want to say let me go talk to him, but the problem is I don't have much social skill.
Well, you will probably have better chances with even
Right,
if you.
but I'm sure this is gonna go horribly wrong.
No, really, Lyndon.
That's the attitude.
He seems to think you should send me.
No, I think the elf should go.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, dwarf approaching elves.
Yeah, exactly.
So soon after the Battle of 5 Armies.
Exactly.
What could
Doomed
possibly
to
go wrong?
fail.
So, what happens?
I guess I would approach the elves and stop trying to hide because that's not working for
Well,
me.
so you come back and they let you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you blatantly point up to them when you point them out?
No, I nod in their
Okay.
general
Can
direction.
you see this?
All right. With her help, you now see where they are, and you're. So you head their direction.
Yeah.
All right. So you walk up to the base of one of the trees, about 100 feet away. They don't make any attempt to hide once it's clear that they're heading straight for you, or that you're heading straight for them. So you're looking the tree up at them, and still barely see them because of their garb and the dust and the darkness of the
Greetings,
night.
kinsman. I am Lyndon the Great, attempting to awe them.
Attempting to awe them. Okay. Good luck with
What
that.
could possibly go wrong?
Oh crap!
The Eye of Sauron, a 1 and a 4.
The one doesn't count, right?
Richard.
They should send me.
Actually, I think I should spend a hope point.
Do you think? That would be a good idea.
To re-roll or just...
No, you just add your. You have to calculate whether it's even worth spending a hope point.
Okay.
You gotta add. You add your preferred. Is that a preferred attribute?
Mm-hmm.
You add that number to your roll.
Wits?
Yes.
That would be +9.
So you have at least a 13.
Yeah.
You're not going to awe them, but that would keep you.
Right.
Can you undo an Eye of Sauron?
It just counts as a 0, doesn't it?
It depends on the circumstances.
Well, when
In this case,
you're with potential allies, I
in
suppose
this
it's
case,
just a fail
since he's an elf,
already,
it's just going to be a failed attempt. So I wouldn't bother with the point.
they probably just ignore his attempt. So.
They're not going to be odd. That's all.
Only
Now, if it had been a dwarf trying,
We're higher
it could have been
stakes.
catastrophic.
I don't know what you mean. I have less in awe than he does.
What'd you do to earn so much bad mojo, man?
It's optimized for combat. Just give me an arc to kill and it'll get
Just
better.
remember the middle way. Neither assuming defeat nor being too proud. Just try the middle way.
Just give me an arc to kill. I'll do it.
So, anyway, so you greet them thusly, and they look down at you, and
Condescension.
Condescending. from the
Eventually,
trees.
they start to climb on down the tree silently. The four of them come down, and in Elvish, the one who's clearly the leader, introduces himself as, "Hello, I am Galleon, part of the King's patrol. What are you doing in these parts of the kingdom?"
Greetings, Galleon. We have taken a task to assist the dwarves in their time of need.
You're assisting dwarves.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
They're 100 feet away. You can
Which is
try to
good,
listen
because-
there.
It was empty.
You don't know what the conversation is right now. And they're in
The lips are
Elvish.
moving.
Do you speak Elvish?
Sure.
You do not speak
He's
Elvish.
a dwarf that speaks Elvish.
What are you doing? He says this very tight-lipped. Assisting dwarves.
That's an excellent question.
You haven't answered my original question as to why.
Think big picture.
I'm actually kind of a lost.
There's treasure in it.
And even a hobbit. Oh yes, I know about hobbits.
What's wrong with hobbits?
Oh, Galleon.
What's wrong with
What?
hobbits?
No.
Oh, right. No, I remember.
Never mind. My character doesn't know this.
Yeah, I'm just. I guess we're gonna be into the barrel riding.
With your, did you choose valor or wisdom in your?
Valor.
You chose valor. Okay, that's good at least. Well, what is with all the dwarven traffic of late? A few days ago, there were other dwarves here. What is going on that you would have so many dwarves trafficking in our kingdom?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Thanks, Drake. That's a real confidence builder there.
Well, I'll tell you what. You
Come on, think happy thoughts, okay?
God.
Those may have been the dwarves we see. Did you see which way they went?
A few days ago, we were keeping an eye on a couple of dwarves. They were traveling in a small boat further south of here. We followed them for many miles until they made an encampment a day's journey south of here after great difficulty through the swamps. They made camp on a hill similar to this, and then during the night, the two dwarves simply disappeared. I assumed they just spotted us and fled like the cowards they are. So I didn't bother to inquire further and returned back to my original post. Besides, that part of Mirkwood is far too close to the mountains of Mirkwood for me to want to tarry there too long.
Has there been any orcs while we're about? Pardon my character.
You're in our kingdom, I'm asking the questions. So I'll ask you one last time. What are you doing helping the dwarves?
The chateau is on the march, and any allies that can assist us are useful allies to have. Now and in a time of need that is coming.
The shadow.
The shadow.
The shadow man. Oh, sorry.
If you're referring to the necromancer of southern Mirkwood, those dangers have been driven away. Though the darkening of Mirkwood continues, there's no reason to believe that it's the dark enemy. Those are just rumors.
He is more cunning than you or I.
You know me not
Pretty
to make such judgment.
Out of character,
Yes.
he's a klutz socially. I gave him no skills in that, so he's probably just going to try and bowl through.
All right. All right.
This is gonna end well.
Encourage him.
I was!
That was
Exactly
sarcasm.
how
That's
were you
not
encouraging
encouraging.
him?
I was telling him that
That's
it's going to end
discouraging.
well.
Oh, I see. I see.
Tone of voice makes a difference, Drake.
My tone of voice is very encouraging.
Uh,
This is gonna end well.
Well, this is why we roleplay, is to
Right.
try out practice.
so, anyway,
Sarcasm.
No.
he looks at you expectantly. What was the original purpose of the dwarves in these woods? That they would trespass on the king's land.
Did I know that? I don't
You
remember.
knew that what Glowing said was that they were going to see if the road, the old forest road, which belonged to all, was what kind of shape it was in, and whether it could or not be repaired, since now it was thought to be safer to travel through Mirkwood. And so they were going to check it out.
As they were surveying the road, it was in the best interest of all.
Surveying the road. Well, they never made it there, and well, they may have, but I lost sight of them after the location I mentioned. And I say good riddance, and they better not continue trespassing on the king's lands. And these are dangerous parts to be. You shouldn't be in these swamps. You should be further east and outside of the borders. It'd be safer to be out on the open land there than in these marshes. It will become even more perilous as you travel south.
Indeed, it would be wiser for the dwarves to stay at home. However, I have no control over their
You could
decisions.
choose not to help them. Let them be lost in the marshes. Let whatever horrors and darkness take them, suck them down.
Do you have any persuade? Okay, never mind. Just ignore that thought.
Well, yeah, I have no ranks in it.
I will.
I can
If
roll
you
as
continue
well.
on this quest, I cannot be responsible, but their camp was just short of where the Rotting River meets the River Running, south of here, on a whole knoll similar to the one you've made camp on tonight.
Okay, to be in character, I'm going to ask about, have you, I'm not sure how to phrase this. He knows there's orcs in the Misty Mountains, or they're
Misty
Word.
Mountains are at the other end, other side of Mirkwood and Pass.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
true.
end and stuff. So
Has he seen any stars in the Battle of Five Armies? I guess would be the question.
So you ask him.
That, yeah.
I've seen my fair share and dispatched them. And you?
I hope to find more to dispatch.
I see. Well, I don't know of any orcs in the area. We haven't seen any in any recent patrols. But there are things nastier than orcs in these parts.
I've heard of the spiders of old.
Those are well known. There are many unknown dangers in these marshes. Because those who encounter them never return to tell the tale.
Indeed. Thank you for
You
your
would
gracious...
do well to leave that hobbit and the dwarf to their fate. Leave the marshes, go north and east, go around.
Thank you for your gracious assistance and your wise counsel.
I wash my hands of this, and he turns around and walks away.
Dirty smoke. So, attempt to retire gracefully without tripping over my own feet.
Okay.
Which elf was that?
As you're walking back up the hill.
He's asking you about
I know,
the encounter.
I'm one of the elves of Mirkwood.
His name?
Why would you need to know his name?
Because these are elves. And I might know something about them.
Did it sound something like galleon?
Just to pull a name out of a hat.
That's not
No
a leading
player
question
knowledge
at all.
or anything.
No. It's a good thing you're not a lawyer. Well, yes. How did you know?
I just guessed.
That's Galleon. This is Gallion.
Can I make a
An elf
lore roll?
named after a ship.
Dad, can I make a lore roll to see if I know who he is at all?
Please. Each of you may do so. Even you.
Because I'm a scholar.
I don't need to do that, do I?
You should.
Okay.
Might not have occurred to you then, but
16.
now that you're out from the pressure. What'd you get? 16?
Oh, I failed
God.
wickedly.
Both of you did.
What is
Wait a
lore?
minute.
I have Sauron, a 6 and a
But
Gandalf
it's
rune,
still...
and a Hollow 1 and a 2.
You basically said that the Gandalf rune cancels out.
The Sauron rune. Okay. How'd you do? You got a 16, and what'd you get? Ryan?
So it's lore that we're rolling?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have anything on that. Number
Okay.
one.
Alright. So I guess the only one is actually the
Dwarf.
dwarf, which would make sense. You remember from hearing about the stories of the recovery of Erebor leading up to the Battle of Five Armies, that one of the things that, of course, is well known is that the dwarves were made house guests of the King of the Elves in Mirkwood. And that part of how they escaped was that the elves drank themselves, like the elves that were supposed to be guarding the wine casks and things like that, drank themselves into unconsciousness, and through the help of Bilbo the Hobbit, were able to sneak the dwarves out of the jail into the wine casks, float them on the river all the way up to Dale. And that one of the people well known during that time period was Galleon, who was the cupbearer to the king, who basically was considered responsible for the escape of the dwarves because he passed out drunk.
He told me.
And so it would appear that he may have been demoted from cupbearer and sent on patrol in a remote area of one of the least favorite parts of Mirkwood.
That would explain why he's not very friendly and why he's grumpy, because a lot of the elves, after the Battle of Five Armies, it seems like the races kind of had a little bit more, congenial attitude towards each other. Not making up completely for,
But
but
it was a good thing we didn't send the dwarf to talk to him.
Yes.
Well,
Especially if he rolled an eye of Sauron, they would have shot him.
and
we
we'd
tried
have
to.
heal him or something.
That would have been bad.
I'd only get this, too.
But
Is it like the bar
that explains why he was
comes
upset.
up for her, we come back to him?
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how close to stabbing you because you were helping dwarves and hobbits was he?
I don't think I was in any danger of that. Being ostracized, maybe, but I think my character's already ostracized.
Well, that's why we're
Because I'm
fellowship.
obsessive about killing orcs.
You're a bird.
Or at least that's what I was going with the character.
That's okay. You're part of our fellowship. Never mind them.
Group hug?
Group therapy. Scones, anybody?
Yes, he was prejudiced against both dwarves and hobbits.
Oh, that's complex.
Elves are supposed to like hobbits.
Okay.
They're short little...
So he's come back, and now you're going to share some information with us?
No, I was going to keep it all.
You could.
No, I'm going to shoot him.
It's not going to help the party any, but
You have a bow?
I'll relay about that they traveled.
well, role play it. Don't
Yeah.
tell me. Show me. Show everybody.
Okay, I'm not a very good drawer, so I'll use stick
No,
figure.
come on.
Problem is I vaguely remember the details.
Okay.
Tell us what you're
Good brain practice.
He'll remind you if you...
He has informed me that the dwarves continued on a day's journey to the south on their way to the west road.
Well, that's helpful.
And then they disappeared at the last campsite.
That's not
Actually, that is helpful.
Okay.
That tells us where they disappeared from. We don't have to go searching for the site of their disappearance. We know where it is.
Good point. Did he say,
I'll have to make another campfire.
will you stop at the campfires? Did the elf say what made them flee their campsite?
He said that he lost sight of them, which is unusual for an elf to admit.
So it wasn't because of anything he saw that caused them to flee.
Pretty much.
Well, he mentioned that he thought maybe they had spotted the elves and so had fled, as was their wont as cowards.
Okay, oops.
You don't have to say that exactly, but that's
He
what
thought that they might have seen them and wandered off.
The elves didn't stay around very long. They didn't. Did they seem very friendly?
Not really.
Well, what you said probably explains that.
Hey, Dad, head out. See ya.
Oh, okay. Tutoring. All right. Have
Hey,
fun.
Brendan.
Love you, kiddo.
See ya.
Right, tutor.
That's neutering, not tutoring.
I know.
Not the same thing.
So
He's actually tutoring the tutor.
Okay.
So,
Tutor?
well, I want to get some sleep, but tomorrow maybe we should go down and see that other campsite. What do you think?
I kind of thought we were. There might be orcs.
He's
So
actually,
what did he
he's
say
actually
about
in
orcs?
character.
what did he say about orcs?
He said that he hadn't seen any, but that
And
doesn't
what
sound
else
like
did he say
character from-
about dangers?
I think going
Oh, there were
insane.
other dark things
Guess
out
he doesn't
there.
like elves.
We need to keep a close watch out for dangerous things in the dark.
Dangerous things is worse than orcs?
Can I roll
Yeah.
a lore roll for that?
For what?
For possibly things that are more dangerous because I'm a scholar.
Sure.
Because you've been
Actually,
reading
I
up
can
on
do
things that go bump in the night.
Yeah, actually, well,
Going to Mirkwood, chariot.
are you feeling a bit too dangerous?
2 awesome successes.
Oh wow. You've heard stories about.
20.
You've heard stories about the corpse candles, of course. You've heard stories about creatures that live in the swamp that will drag you down into the darkness. You've heard about the dangers of drinking any of the dark waters that flow from the mountains of Mirkwood. Things like that. So those are some of the key tidbits. you've
Actually,
heard.
maybe we should fill up on resupply on fresh swamp water.
No, fresh river water. We're not that far away.
Actually, can I make a roll, a lore check so I can use up all my RS run rolls?
Pretty
What do you do to check on?
same thing.
Same.
And you get knives out. Nope. That's first.
Okay. So not quite as much information as he got. You remember a little bit about, various unknown dangers and corpse candles. You remember those? Those are pretty famous. Yes.
No one comes.
On my still to be approved backstory,
Yes.
the splitting axe, which
Did you read the whole back? Was that the whole background story?
Yeah.
Sounded great.
oh okay.
It's approved.
So okay, thanks.
2 thumbs up.
Thank you. Woo. Wow. So
About a thumb and a half.
my my splitting axe, which was given to me by my grandfather's grandfather, because we don't live very long.
I love that you did your
Family
ancestry.
So that's my obsession.
You do this beautifully in the
Thank
spirit
you.
of Tolkien.
His
Kudos.
backstory's on
So-
the other side.
So, ha! Anyway, so at the top, I have a woodman in my family tree, and because they don't like to give away their real names, I put down Lob Hunter.
Okay.
Now he has this background of having hunted spiders, obviously in Mirkwood,
Okay.
and
Lazy love.
and at that time, I believe he could have bought the splitting axe, which Bjornings were not able to, or Northmen probably couldn't make because they didn't have the forge capabilities, but the dwarves would have. But it had to be before the dragon came to Lonely Mountain.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming when there was still trade going on, that he could have somehow scraped together his meager earnings and bought this.
Okay.
Now, being that he was from Mirkwood, although this was a long time ago, would he have had any background knowledge of the mountains of Mirkwood that would be passed on that I might know about?
Just the vague information that
The rivers that flow from it.
Yeah, basically watch for any dark, stinking rivers. Those are dangerous.
Okay.
Both in the putrescence of the water and creatures that tend to lurk around it.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay. Good. I just thought I'd check.
I don't recall which elf group was the one that was fraternizing with Moria.
which elf was fraternizing with
Oh,
Moria?
The Elves of Holland. They were on the west side of the Misty Mountains, I think. Right?
Holland?
Oh, you're talking about way back when.
Right? The ones
Back
that
when
traded
Moria-
with the Dwarves of Moria?
Right.
That sounds.
I'm wondering if
That's-
that's from there. From that
I don't think it exists anymore, but
No, that's long gone.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, but I could
long.
be from that time period.
No, because the time period that
Well,
we're
you're
in.
an elf of Mirkwood, right? That's all that's available in this game.
Yes.
So you're just an elf of Mirkwood.
Yeah, you're saying could
You're
it be that
wrong.
old, but I don't think that really connects with the.
The way this game's set up, you're not
Okay.
that old.
Pretty much, Richard. I think we have to deal with everything east of the Misty Mountains. I don't think we can borrow from over here. Except for the Shire.
It does go to Rivendell and the Shire just a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, and in the next supplement coming out later this year, it actually goes into more.
See, Holland is down here,
Yeah.
but I think that's a good
Long
1,000
gone.
years before.
Long
Well,
gone,
yeah, that would
because
be
the Witch King of
second
Angmar destroyed. Witch King of Angmar took over all of that area with the felling.
Is that ginger? Oh, sorry.
There's ginger
I'll wait
ale.
for a snack. We're done. We're
So the Witch King of Angmar long ago,
Yep.
with the destruction of the Northern King in Exile,
Yes.
Kingdom of Exile, Arnor,
right.
destroyed everything in the area, and that's when Rivendell became the last fortress,
Yes.
hidden away as the
Uh-huh.
Witch King's forces just slaughtered and pillaged all over the lands.
Right.
And that was before the Shire and all of that was established. And then after that, those forces withdrew and went on their own way and such. But, the Witch
I
King.
guess I was thinking.
I forget what happened to the Witch King. He was defeated by someone, but
Yeah.
but anyway, so those forces finally fell, but the lands just went
Yeah.
wild instead, and
Totally.
it was
Holland was
never
depopulated.
reclaimed by the elves. Never reclaimed by the elves.
Where did you
Rivendell was the
put
only.
my
Well, the Noldor.
needlework threads? It was an old plastic thing right
When?
there. When we sat down,
I didn't.
I put it there. Yeah, it's not in my bag. Yeah, maybe you moved it to.
I don't remember seeing anything like that.
No, I had set it right here.
I have no idea.
It's not in my bag.
There's ginger ale as well.
I don't really enjoy this much.
Paul.
Thank you.
Go ahead and have it.
Is there something we should be looking for?
Well, the rest of my needlework is in a little plastic bag with a picture of a blue pillow with
I
pattern on
vaguely
it.
remember.
It said it right here.
I think he grabbed it and moved it somewhere, but
Yeah,
I don't
I
recall.
think so too. But
where
Was
he
that when all the stuff on that end was being moved?
There was a baggie over here with like shorts,
no,
a big baggie, but that was way back before we started gaming.
yeah, no. This was just from when I sat down. I just pulled that.
Could be on a chair next to us. That was.
Is it in the bag?
Yes.
The red one?
No, it's not in my red bag. I have it in my red bag. This is a plastic bag.
We only had MacGyver.
You
He could help us find it.
could. Or at least
Yeah,
you could
but-
make one for me.
Yeah, he can make a replacement. Add a duct
Oh
tape.
well.
So you want to do a needlepoint with
Duct tape
strips of
builds
duct tape?
bridges.
Yeah.
Can't believe you have the first season of MacGyver. That's so awesome.
The reason I got it for
I wonder if
Falls
you
on
threw
the
the
floor.
plastic bag away as soon as this.
Oh, he's a main character. Seriously? Yeah. He's Colonel O'Neill. 10 seasons.
Yep.
He's in Stargate SG-1. He's fun. Then he basically said,
Yeah.
he's funny. Anyway, they have an outtake
Is this it?
where he's like purple.
Yes.
It's a garbage.
Thank you.
She's like, fuck.
I didn't realize that was important.
I'm going to be useless. You use a belt and some bubble gum, make a nuclear reactor for crying out loud. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Todd,
He said he just doesn't get fantasy.
no more throwing this in the garbage.
I don't.
Somebody threw it in the garbage. But
I did. I'm sorry. I have no memory of that at all.
I believe you.
I'm sorry. Staying here with actual speakers. Rude.
Thank you, Drake. Thank you, Drake. That really bothered me.
Yeah, I'm normally gonna use
So, sorry. That was it's a rover. Yeah, right, like on Mars.
I don't find the stuff I lose. I don't do the stuff. And then I replace my stuff.
Very clever.
So Drake,
Yes.
would you like to show up on Thursday?
Right.
Yes.
I would like to, but I don't think I can. Because my dad's gonna be out of town, and my mom won't be with her the entire
I'm pretty sure you can't show up this week on Thursday.
That's I said that's right.
Oh,
The audio's not really
If it was up before Thursday, I could do it probably.
Sorry, what?
If it was before Thursday, I could probably do it.
Thursday?
Yeah.
I think we're going to be doing April on Wednesday. And I'm going to set up Sunday. No, we can't do it on Sunday. Because Sunday's Easter.
Yeah. I show up in the morning and take
I won't make it.
They do how much they're going about campfires now?
Pardon?
Or you know how much they're going about campfires?
Yes.
I think I'm just gonna roll without even asking for it. But the roll I need for making stuff is right here.
Ultimate roll.
That's the
Yeah,
highest
walking
you can
all
get.
sixes.
Now, so far, I've been consistently disastrous.
Just be glad you weren't a dwarf. Because then you'd be a dwarf pincushion.
Yes. Those are high division.
So 6R.
What's that sound there? That rougher sound.
Another didgeridoo doing a different. That's another didgeridoo. It's actually pretty flexible instrument.
Is your didgeridoo the long tube thing?
Yes.
That mom got you?
Yes.
That long guy?
It's amazing what you can create with a long.
Because you're using your mouth.
Yeah.
It's just the way to.
Oh, well, I can use my mouth, but I can't make sounds like that.
You'd be surprised. You just go. like that. Then you
I tried playing a jaw harp last night. Somebody had like an old
I have
jaw
one.
harp.
And I'm like,
Wow.
I can't get
Yeah.
into it. And it hurts
Weird
my
trick
cheek.
to it.
I
Yeah.
bet your daughter's tracking us.
So we're in the long marshes still.
Yeah,
And so this is an area that I've never really explored much. That's the fun part about campaigning like this. So, any idea about how wide these are? Can you give me any specs on them? Between the river and the
So the edge of it to where you guys are, probably take about another day to get to about there.
Right. About a day's journey here. But like how wide is it
about
from
a day
the,
from there to
from the
there.
forest to the river?
It's going to vary wildly. You know, it's an imperfect map.
I'm just trying to picture.
He has a hex. The Lord Master has a hex grid version overlaid on it. So basically,
Yeah, but he doesn't have that information. So.
No. I'm just thinking for drawing or sketching it. That's
I
right.
can't draw. Your life at all. You don't have to draw. I know. But I think I would try to make an actual map. Okay. Work for that's like this, like this. Not your Grand Canyon. I feel like lines.
So should we start tonight?
So tonight, you go through your shifts. I want each of you, as you do your shifts, to do an awareness check.
Who has first watch?
That's
You're
You're good. Who is here?
that's
Right.
8. That's a scars.
yeah, but when I was raised, I knew what
So Ider comes to awaken Lyndon. Of course, Ider reports not having seen anything during the night. So you take over. Roll your awareness.
Well, it's an improvement.
Yeah.
9.
Okay.
Make sure you can't
Okay.
off.
The Gandalf?
Yeah. Yep. Well,
No, it's not Gandalf. It's 76.
I forget what that's called.
Anyway, so it's only about 2/3 complete. And as I said, the post-production's still not, there's no scene and such done.
It's nice. I like that
Done
one.
with it.
Yeah, I did.
Hey.
It starts from a pretty strong beat.
Oh yeah, lots of drum. I laid a really strong variety of drum music from multiple cultures, and they complement each other in some really interesting ways. So,
I'm kind of musically ignorant, so.
all right. So your shift passes through uneventfully, and the next person would be Maryland, which would be
We're gonna be
Brad.
seeing him.
So Brad also has still has pretty good awarenesses. All right. He comes to wake up Balin Smith, and he reports that he heard some splashing noises down by the marsh, just various sounds, but he didn't go and investigate. He said he also saw briefly some light down there, but they came and went, and he wasn't sure what that was about, and didn't, unless they got closer, wasn't going to wake up the company. But he reports that to you.
I asked him what color the light was.
Kind of a greenish yellow.
Don't follow the lights. Sorry.
Did you notice that I said axe?
I ignored it.
I'm gonna start a list for you.
Okay.
Shadow points.
All
Can I roll lore for that?
Well, you don't have to. You already know.
Never mind.
You don't have to. You already know the corpse candle.
Huh?
Sounded like.
What is it?
It already sounded like a corpse candle.
Oh.
You already kind of knew that from doing it earlier.
I don't know
What's
what
a corpse candle?
is.
Will-o'-the-wisp.
Will-o'-wisps.
Uh,
Glowing lights
think-
over swamp area.
I think Frodo and Sam going through. No, going through with Gollum
Through the swamp.
through the
Oh.
Daggerland.
the
Dead Marshes.
Dead Marshes. Yeah.
Used to be Daggerland.
I don't like reading that.
I'm trying to figure out what that battle's from. It keeps bugging me.
Well, that was from.
That was one where they hacked off. Sauron.
Yeah, that
they
was
got
the
the
great.
ring.
The great.
That was that one? It wasn't from the Second Age?
It was the final battle of men of last alliance of men and
Yeah.
the last alliance.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was the Siege of Mordor.
Outside the walls. Or no?
Well, they fought
It's
outside.
the Black Gates.
Yeah.
Yes, and then they pursued in. See, there was 2 stages, right? They fought outside, and then they pressed in. Once they were able to win victory outside, then they had to fight again within view of Barad-dûr. But that's where Thranduil's father was slain. Actually, was outside in the Dead Marshes on Daggerland, the battle plain.
A lot of people were slain.
And
That's
see,
why.
the Wood Elves were, I think I remember reading in Unfinished Tales that the Wood Elves were, what was Thranduil's father's name? But anyway, they were just butchered because they were, number one, not heavily armored, obviously, and secondly, they're kind of,
Wimps?
no, it was like they were really not keen on following the orders of Gil-galad.
Mm-hmm.
And because they were kind of their own elves and a little bit independent because of their history, kind of we live in the forest and we don't have to answer to this guy who's a Noldor. And so they kind of said, well, we're on the same side, but he's not the boss of us.
Okay.
Well,
Which means that they got cut off and surrounded.
Not Grunline, when it stopped using ambush tactics and fought a set-piece battle, they got slaughtered.
So anyway, so what did we just find out? We found out that those will-o'-the-wisps are
Yeah,
He woke up and
everyone
found
saw
out the rest of us are
what
sleeping.
may be some corpse candles.
Are you an artist for a living?
no.
He's a teacher. That's an artist, you can't do anything else.
What? What'd you say?
He asked me, is he an artist for a living? I said, no, he's a teacher. That's an artist who can't do anything else.
It's just getting rude.
Oh, I don't mind it. It's okay.
He laughed at it, so I figured I wasn't.
There's different types of laughter.
I was listening.
Okay. So Galen Smith is handed off to you. Roll your awareness.
Does he follow the lights in the swamp?
10.
Okay. You don't see anything during the night, during your 1 hour shift. Grimberald is next.
All right. I'm up for 2 hours, so this is my first hour.
Oh, was I
Awareness.
supposed to roll?
You just roll for the 2 hours.
Oh, one roll for both?
Yeah, it's really just per person. It's not.
Yeah, awareness, I've got 2. All right.
Dun, 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 dun.
So that's 16 with a
That's
success.
not bad. So you two also see down by the swamps, the marshland, below. Every now and then, little glowing lights here and there, kind of floating above and then winking out, floating above and winking out in different spots.
How close do they appear to be?
Well, you guys are a few hundred feet away from the full marsh,
Right.
so a few hundred feet away.
They seem to be moving back and
It
forth.
seems random. They just pop up here and pop up there. There doesn't seem to be any pattern to it. It doesn't seem to be like getting closer and closer.
Okay. All right. At the end of my watch, am I at the end of my
Poppy
watch?
would be next. Yep.
Okay. Poppy,
Yes.
time to wake up. It's your watch.
Okay.
I haven't seen anything. It's getting close to dawn, but it's been pretty dark, and I've noticed some of those lights by the swamp.
What lights?
They're like they flicker. It's in the swamp sometimes. They call them corpse candles or will-o' wisps.
Tails call
They're nothing to worry about, but just so you know, you might see some strange lights flickering over the swamp.
What do they imply?
Well, I don't really know much about that, but I've heard others who know more than I do say that often they show up in places where people have died in the past, and they seem to go along with swamps. That's all I really know.
Okay. I'll keep my eyes open.
Okay, I'm going to bed. Good night.
Awareness. You have the highest awareness in the group, I think.
19, 20, 21.
Alright, sure enough, you see, although it's dawn starting to lighten up the night, you do see briefly some flickering over in the marsh area. And you also hear the occasional sploosh and splosh of, you're guessing, wildlife in the swamp of some sort. And I don't remember, I'm pretty sure I told you this, when you guys came into the actual marsh and the trees, all insect and animal life sounds stopped.
Yes.
Sounds, insects, all
You did.
has just been silent. So when you hear the occasional sploosh and splosh, it stands out.
Yes.
What's moving in that swamp? And one of them sounded pretty large, like just.
So I don't see anything, I just hear.
You see some lights at first, then they fade. You no longer see them. And then it is morning. Everybody awakens.
Good morning, fellows. There's something largish moving in the swamp up here. It doesn't seem to be coming this way, but it's something to note.
Okay. Well, we better eat some breakfast. I'm willing to cook. I've got some good cooking skills here.
And you have this lovely stove to cook around.
Yes, I do.
Deluxe heart.
Now I do have
Everybody who
good.
camps there now will go, what the heck?
Should
It's
I?
like dwarven work.
Cooking is one of my specialties, or specialities.
Mhm.
So do I just say, as an RPG,
Yeah.
I cook a
As long as
little.
everybody's in agreement.
Yeah, can I cook breakfast for you this morning?
Sure.
Please,
Okay.
something splendiferous.
All right. So I take from what we have available, and I make it into a hearty breakfast that will keep us going during the day.
What would you use for cooking?
Is there any kind of scavenge skill or
Still watch.
let's see what would
It
be
would
like
really-
looking for herbs and stuff?
Probably search.
I search or hunting, I would
but
expect.
I have it naturally as purpose.
Either one probably.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I have a
either
high
craft
search.
That's
I
a
can
good
search
point.
for.
You
Wanna
know
search for
what?
a
If
few
you're
herbs?
just making, so I really know.
Surprise.
Well, more for breakfast recipes.
Not today.
No?
Yeah,
See,
it's
11.
okay.
Might
See if I can
be
find
go
something
hunting
poisonous.
to get the food for it, but I think you're right. I think crab or something. Especially the
Yep.
running
I
cheese.
could hunt for them. Since searching didn't work, I could hunt for them.
What happened?
Oh my god!
He failed at finding something poisonous to include.
No, I
No, he was trying to be.
I found something poisonous.
He was trying to find herbs, so she went searching for herbs. She didn't find any. He went and found some herbs.
All
And
of-
now he's
all
walking
of
up
the
to you with
herbs.
some stuff that he thinks are herbs that are poisonous.
All of the
So he's
herbs.
approached you with what he thinks are herbs.
Now, do I know that they're poisonous or not?
Roll your
I'm gonna check them out too.
Oh, wait.
lore or hunting, whichever's stronger.
Hunting is stronger.
Okay.
And if he fails, I'm done.
So I've got 11 with success.
You don't know
also-
what those herbs are. They look kind of like
Oh.
mint and some other stuff.
Never seen this before.
Since he's confused, I'm gonna look
I
at
forgot
Okay.
to roll a d12 there.
Oh, oops.
You're right.
That makes a difference.
Here.
Your feet die.
Thank you.
I wouldn't use it.
That isn't mine.
6.
Okay.
So it's 17.
Okay, alright.
I'm waiting for
You realize that
Saving my
he's
nipples.
just giving you stuff that all 3 things are poison.
Belladonna!
No
Oh!
shade.
All of
Take this foul weed, elf, and smoke it!
Carefully, buddy.
I'm going for some herbs.
How would you do a wisdom check?
That. I'm going for some herbs.
Go ahead. Either hunting or search, whichever's stronger.
Oh, never mind.
Well, you don't get to re-roll.
No, I rolled lore.
Oh,
How many do you get?
no, yeah, that wouldn't be lore to go searching.
Yeah,
Either hunt
search.
or search, whichever's better.
Sure.
Ooh.
Nice.
You
All
found
right.
some actual herbs.
You found some actual herbs.
They're not poisoned, I think.
Go nice. I have no idea what it would be, but it's some nice sprigs of something to help enhance the meal.
Garnish.
There you go.
I guess I should stay away from the parsley.
All right. So it's an enjoyable breakfast.
Just away from you.
Between the nice cooking utility, you doing a nice job cooking, and him bringing some herbs to enhance the food, it actually is pretty nice.
Elf. I can help cook too.
All right.
Dwarf.
The dwarf found.
They're the same height, obviously.
All right. So you guys break camp.
That weren't poisoned.
You go back to your boats and continue downstream.
Okay, got one quick story check here. So
Yes.
did he indeed bring poisonous herbs or not?
Yes,
He did. Okay.
you did.
I keep thinking that.
Thinking that
Oh,
he was
God.
being helpful.
It was an Eye of Sauron and a Hollow One.
You meant well. I understand that. However,
Well, since you sarcastically said, "Let me see if I get something poisonous," it seemed to fit your thinking. You need to quit projecting all
I
that
agree.
negativity, man.
I agree. It's just,
Yeah.
it was kind of like, what could possibly go wrong? Well,
Yeah.
Lots can possibly go wrong.
Yes.
You're gonna make a poem about this too?
the elf brings
I
poison
can't
herbs.
tell you anything more right now, but
How many
All right.
I am
sandwiches
like
So
did
you
you
guys
eat?
get back to your
Continue.
boats.
taking the story.
Okay.
and putting
You guys
it-
get back to your
That's
boats,
awesome.
and you notice that there's slime along the inside of it. Looks like some muddy booted feet or something had been in and out of each of the boats. Is it one boat now?
One.
One boat. Yeah, in and out of the boat.
I keep my next one.
Footprints? Can I?
Kind of.
Can I?
But
Can
more
I
like a
smell
slimy
it?
trail.
I've got the strong
Smells like,
hunting.
yeah, it smells. I mean, it's swamp sludge, so it's.
Can I roll lore to?
Well, I was going to ask if I can roll my
Go ahead.
hunting
Sure.
skills.
Sure.
Because I'm pretty strong in
Yeah.
that. I want to know whether this seems to be something sentient by
Mhm.
looking at the tracks, or whether it seems to be something just kind of I don't know.
Well, if they're boot tracks as opposed to just
Oh, that's not really good.
footprints.
Can I?
Yeah, you can't tell if they're boot, foot, tentacle, what.
Can I roll lore to see if there's any creatures that would leave this kind of sludge?
Not in this case, no.
You probably haven't gathered lore
I'm
on
gonna
that
check
yet,
to
have you?
see what I can discern.
Alright.
12, 15, 16,
And
17.
great success. Okay. It doesn't look like boots. At one point, you find a faint impression that might be a weird misshapen footprint, but you're not sure if you're misreading that or not.
Let me
But it
Does it
kind of
look orc-like?
slithered around. Orcs frequently would wear boots
Okay.
in these parts, although it would vary. If it's a footprint, it's too big to be a orc footprint.
Okay.
So.
Something massive.
Well,
And
not
not-
massive.
Well, I'm a hobbit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you're right. Okay. Good point.
What do you see?
I like to the roaring
Puppy.
massive.
There's some sort of creature that's ginormous,
Hark, can I get the lore check?
but I can't figure out what kind of creature it is.
Four.
See if I
It
can figure out
appears to
what
have
it is.
been unshod.
Unshod.
It's not
What
more.
what kind of creature would be
That
walking around
Maybe
without
hunting skills.
boots on?
Hunting them.
beast lore.
Can't tell if it's bipedal.
Specialty.
You have beast lore.
Yeah,
That's a
like
special.
creatures that are strange.
What do you
I do
have?
too, actually. It's one of my specialties.
Oh.
You gotta choose the kind of lore.
Oh, okay.
And see, I already rolled for looking at it, so I guess.
Yeah, but you didn't. You weren't able to identify it in the slimy trail.
I didn't, unless the threshold was lower, I didn't figure it.
Right.
That's your
All right. Go ahead and.
I'm
roll
not
your beast
saving
lore
it for
then.
when I'm sensing
I
distress.
guess you can go ahead, Brian, now and roll your beast lore as well.
Reroll
No,
since
thank
I
you.
realized
With
that.
her.
Oh.
info.
With her description.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I was thinking wrong.
you got a 20.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Okay, but not a great or extraordinary success.
Nope.
Okay.
That there is greater swamp buffalo.
And you did get a great. Okay. So you can pretty much, once she points it out, confirm that, yeah, you think you're seeing the same thing she's seeing. Looks like that might be a barefoot that you can kind of make out in the slime. And it is disproportionately large. Although not ginormous from your, like, even as a dwarf, you're like, yeah, it's not that big.
Well, I'm
But
used
it
to
is
mountains.
big. It's bigger than,
So
yeah.
big.
Certainly smaller than like a troll's footprint or something like that.
So spoke.
So it's bigger than your normal man footprint. And you're looking at it, and you something's niggling at the back of your head. Some poem or story you heard somewhere, but it isn't quite coming to you. But about the people of the swamp or something like that. You can't quite. It's niggling in your head. And it doesn't.
Do you want me to
quite
stop?
come to
I like hitting the back of your head with the teeth. It's niggling.
I seem to remember something, but I can't quite think of it. Something from some song I heard once.
That's fair to me.
I have a thoughtful expression. I want to say it's the greater swamp buffalo.
So I think it something that I remember about people in the swamp, but I can't remember anything else. We should be on our guard, whatever this is,
I'll second
And
that.
then I roll my map.
especially at night. Did we leave anything in the boat that's missing?
As far as I know, you guys took everything you can.
That was a good idea.
I'm actually wondering why we left the boat in
It's too
Well,
big.
on the bank, it's very
It's on
heavy.
the bank.
Remember,
It's a
we
big
needed those
heavy-
porters like
yeah, a
carted
whole
around.
bunch of them.
the river.
Because it's big enough to carry all of you guys
Keep
and
getting
then
Peter
two more.
Jackson's boats in my head.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's
not a
not a
canoe.
giant ship.
It's got a swan on the front.
Yeah, it's not a canoe. You had the option to do like little canoe types, but yeah.
Like to do.
Well, you don't remember the picture of it? So, I guess it would actually be the larger of the two. You guys kind of have a choice between like the smaller one and the larger one.
Yeah, we're in the larger
Or
one.
the larger one.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, we have a sail?
I don't think it has a sail, but
We didn't need a sail. It was
Yeah.
like a large
That-
rowing.
it's large like that. That one has a dragon's head. You guys
But
have
not a
small
galleon.
head. Correct. Not near that large.
Well, to a hobbit, it's
Okay.
Is it not to,
Mighty fine galleon.
is
So
it not to poop tap?
Okay, keep going, please. That's 3.
you guys all get in the boat. Get back in the current. Current pretty much carries you. So everybody needs to. Apparently, everybody has to roll a corruption test.
This is when we got back in the boat?
That's just from being here. This is for the morning.
How do you do those?
That's what. This is one of the
I
things
think
we're
it's
learning.
Because we're drawing closer towards the darker bits.
This is
Based
already
on your
considered
heart.
a blighted place.
think so.
Because that pretty much,
That was the heart score?
I'm looking up what a corruption test actually entails.
It's probably in your index, your
Oh yeah, probably.
super index, because this one doesn't show up very well.
Yeah, it is this one.
it entails the presence of corruption. That's correct.
Oh, there's heal corruption.
Yeah, that's, I'm gonna be doing
Corruption test, wisdom, Adventurer's Book 122, Lore Masters 28. So you guys look in the Adventurer book, I'll look in the Lore Masters.
Page 122.
It's using the feat die plus a number of success dice equal to the character's wisdom rating.
What?
Most of the time it's 14 is the target number, but it can be higher or lower depending on the severity.
Yep.
There is no wisdom, there is wits. Is that what they're
No,
referring
there's
to?
No, there is. There's up on here. Up here.
Oh! Okay.
Oh, crap.
How much wisdom do you have?
I took Valor.
I took wisdom.
I'm glad you did, because I have Valor is higher than
If the
yours.
roll is failed, the character gains a number of shadow points based on the severity of the event. So I would tell you, it tells me here what you
I
gain.
would say slime the bomb goes worth what?
Alright, so everybody roll your.
You get
How do we roll it?
You roll the feat die plus the number of.
Oh, of your wisdom.
Correct. Number of dice for your wisdom.
Ooh.
Oh!
Uh-oh, that has significance.
Yeah.
I got a Gandalf room.
I got Sauron.
Ah!
Oh!
The skull.
Okay, don't move the dice. Leave the dice.
Sorry.
Okay, so
I have
starting with Katie.
You didn't fail.
Kitty and I kill you all.
She goes into a fit of madness and the Hobbit murders us all.
Hobbit Berserker.
I'd jump out with my map.
Alright, so Katie and
Or
Brian,
fails.
you definitely both have gained 1 point of shadow. You're
Oh.
feeling heavily oppressed. You know, this is a very oppressive, depressing nature,
Keep
and
worrying.
it's making you question why you set out on your mission in the first place.
Stupid mission.
How am I? I got a Gandalf.
Just hold on. Hold on.
So you do not gain 1, and then what'd you get total?
13.
So that is not sufficient to beat the 14 target number, so you
Yep.
gain 1 as
Where's
well.
the shadow? Oh, here's the
I
shadow.
gained
points, right?
Yeah,
a-
it's shadow point.
So I just write one.
You
Shadow
just write 1, yeah. Down at the
Right.
bottom there.
No, I'm not
So,
trying to get
here's
myself
the thing.
shadow points.
Because there's another, it's, I don't know, I think it just applies when you're already fatigued. Let's see.
Oh, we're gonna acquire shadow points this fast. I'm gonna be heading for Celestial pretty soon. Next destination, Grey Heavens.
Yeah, if you fail with the Eye of Sauron on a fatigue test, if one player at least fails, that can trigger a hazard sequence. But I don't know what it does as far as corruption, if it makes any difference.
Well, I mean, we could just go.
So, and you do have the option, it's related to the heart attribute, so you could spend a hope point to improve your roll.
I would spend a hope point to improve my roll.
Yeah, me
What
too.
did you get a 14 for that?
I got 13.
Yeah, so you would be able to. What's your
I
heart?
had a 5 and a 3.
And again.
5.
Yes.
No, favored or unfavored?
That was fine.
5 is favored, 7 is unfavored. I mean, 7 is favored, 5 is unfavored.
When you're using a hope point, you use favored stats.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I-
Oh, no, that depends upon if it's a skill that's favored or not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so just 5, so that brings
Okay.
me up to 18.
which you would then pass, so then you would get the shadow point.
Okay.
What about you, Brian? Would that be enough? What's your heart?
My heart is 4 and favored at
So
7.
it wouldn't be enough.
No.
So you're feeling really depressed and
I think I should spend a hope
negative
point.
about. No,
I can't.
even if you spend a hope point, it won't be
Still
enough.
won't be enough.
Does that
So-
push us into miserable or where?
No, not yet. I don't think.
Eventually you just go and say, hey, kill everyone. Or, that's so sad.
Slinking the shadows.
So let's see what.
I'm not a happy character to start with.
Yeah.
Right. Like you've got it bad.
Shadow points, corruption, modified.
14.
That is the whole point of this first adventure, is just kind of getting familiar with all these mechanics.
I'm not sure if that's accurate. I
Okay,
don't
shadow
remember how
points
you-
reflect the marks left on a character when a spirit is tainted by doubt and despair.
I would get 9 hopes.
Starting characters begin the game with a shadow rating of 0.
Oh, I mean, I have 2 hearts.
Okay, so I've got 1 mark on, and I've got
When
to
the
keep it
hope
now.
score of a hero decreases to reach his shadow rating, the hero is considered to be miserable.
Ah,
What's your shadow rating?
1.
Oh, never mind. That was a dumb question.
If your hope points get reduced to 0, you're spiritually spent. A hopeless hero cannot bear to continue a struggle of any sort and will flee from any source of danger or stress by escaping from the field of battle, for example, or storming out on a debate. You may recover hope during a game session spending fellowship points and possibly through their fellowship focus. Still doesn't tell me a whole lot. I guess that's it.
Melee.
Yeah, I'm an elf. Picking a dwarf.
if it's easier to pronounce Grimbald instead of
Grimberald's fine. I have no trouble with that. I just didn't.
It was difficult for him to remember at first.
Well, it's kind of like land use.
Yeah, so that's it.
My fellowship focus is.
It just gets you a little closer to.
Yep. All right. It makes me uneasy for sure.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. All right.
And you also, Richard, did you get one?
Get one what?
Did your character
You
get?
spent a hope point.
You spent a hope point to avoid it?
Oh, you didn't? Oh no, Katie did. You.
It brings me down to 13 hope if I'm doing this right.
You have plenty.
So you're just gonna.
My starting score is 14, so it's.
Okay, but are you gonna spend a hope point so you don't get the shadow point, or
No,
are you just
I'm
gonna
save
accumulate
my
the shadow?
points.
Okay. All right.
There's a methodology for you getting rid of it in between adventures, and
Yeah.
so my character is counting on that.
Okay.
Okay, so Lyndon and
So
Grimberald
and that
have.
shadow is for the prior day. When this day ends, we'll roll again. So,
Right.
Okay. So Grimberald, what?
So Grimberald and Lyndon both have shadow points.
Yes.
Okay. Do the other characters notice?
Notice.
They seem lethargic and depressed.
Yeah, but you haven't crossed into the full miserable state.
Should have
so.
eaten the vegetarian.
I mean, you're not that miserable.
No,
It's
I'm
you're
just
a little more glum.
Glum this morning. Yes,
Grim.
I can do that.
Okay. So you get in the boat, you get back in the slow current, and it winds its way around here and there.
Dad,
Yes.
what would I use for map for photography?
For what?
Cartography.
Cartography. What did we rule on that?
Yeah, well, we did like craft or something. I think we did craft,
Okay.
and I haven't seen it before, so
All right. What are you doing?
map making.
Oh, okay.
I did that last time.
All right.
He's doing photography.
Goodness gracious. You are crafty.
20.
Okay, you're doing a great job.
But I really wanted to.
All right, so as far as everybody's rolls, we had. Did we reestablish them? Oh, here we go. Okay, so I have Erlen as scout number 2, Grimberald as huntsman, Balin Smith as cartographer, Poppy as guide, Ahir as scout, and Lyndon as lookout. Correct?
So both our scouts are doing
No, they're here.
NPC.
You've seen them.
I'm the huntsman. Did you get that?
the rolls? Yes, I got you as the huntsman. So,
I would continue with the same marching orders.
okay.
I hear birds.
Well, really, air bird go down.
All right, so as you continue through the day, first of all, it's really heavy mist in the morning, and it's well into noon before the mist dissipates enough where you're actually able to see more than 50 feet.
Is
So
it
it's a
chilly
little
in there
hairy.
then?
It's a little chilly. Yeah, it's been chilly since you've been in here. There's a constant chill in the air. The water's really cold too. So navigation's a little scary, and the trees start to get closer and denser and overhung more, and they have
Ominously?
ominously. they certainly feel ominous, and they're
Everything
draping.
feels ominous to me right now.
Yes, and they're long draping moss and willows and such. So those acting as scout, that would be you, Ahir. That'd be Ahir. Okay, that's me. Is the scout. So as the scout, has to roll twice each day to keep. To keep looking for other additional signs of Balin. So explore or search. I'm just sharing that with you guys because part of it is understanding the mechanics. And actually out here has 3 ranks in explore. And only 1 in search, so it'll be explore. And gets a great success. So keeps you guys, that basically just means that just find little clues and hints there that are keeping you roughly on the correct path throughout the day. Alright. And then meanwhile, the lookout, which would be Lyndon,
Hey.
You need to.
Awareness, isn't it?
I must be really aware.
Oh, sorry, no, yours is over. Oh, yeah, just go ahead and roll your awareness.
679.
Okay. Alright, nothing of note, but periodically that. Okay, and
Yeah,
then
hammer, chisel,
the guide, which is Poppy. So you're kind of guiding, you're up the front of the boat, going, oh, left, no, right, left, watch out for that, look out for that root.
Watch out for that tree.
Look out for that tree. It's actually an athletics test, which is kind of strange. For you to keep an eye out for, like you're trying to keep the boat from getting snagged in dangling branches, submerged roots.
I think they're saying they're pushing off of the
unexpected ops with the pole.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not very athletic.
I know.
staff.
Unexpected obstacles.
Oops, maybe we should switch.
Oh wait, hang on. Oh, it's the person steering the boat is the guide. So that is an athletics check because you gotta turn the tiller and push the pole and such. So you might want somebody else
I might want to switch.
in the boat as a guide. It works outside of the boat. But when you're in the boat, you might want your most athletic person as a guide.
Who's got a high? I've only got a 1 rank in athletics.
I have 3 and I'm nimble to boot.
Okay, I'm nimble, but I'm not.
And what do you have?
What's a
But
nimble
I
bunch
just
of boots?
rolled. The problem is I just rolled for lookout.
Yeah, you can't be both.
Right.
So,
That was a.
Grimbrawl, what do you have for athletics?
2.
What do you have, Mr. Dwarf? 1.
I'm not that big.
Not a very athletic crew. Yeah, we got both of these are 2s. So that's okay. We can. It's just an awareness check. You want to take on the role then as guide?
Yeah, I think I better.
It's when you're in the boat.
What could possibly go wrong? Right?
Don't quit. Don't
Saying
say that.
It's getting old. Hang on before you roll.
Okay.
You almost poisoned us last time. Need I remind you?
Where do you think that shadow point came from?
So, since Poppy's not the guide, will you be the lookout?
Yeah,
Because that's an awareness check and you have good awareness,
I
right?
have a great awareness.
So that maybe makes more sense. Alright, whoops. As we figure out what does what. Alright, so go ahead and roll your athletics test.
Decent roll. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay, good. So you do a pretty good job of steering the boat, avoiding getting stuck on roots and such. Just understanding the mechanics, if you failed, all the companions would lose 3 endurance points because you have to hop into the cold waters to free the boat from where it gets stuck in the mud or tangled in dead boughs and such.
Oh no, man.
So, good roll. Good thing you rolled that.
Nice
I
job.
switched.
That would have impacted everybody.
Yeah.
So describe what you just did for me, please.
Yes.
Um,
Describe your journey through the
journey through the woods.
marsh.
Well, I managed to expertly steer, duck around
Pull
tree
off.
roots and pull off and do it with flair and style.
Well, no, you didn't get a
I'm
great
nimble.
or extraordinary success. You just
Nimble.
got normal success. So, the flair
And he's a
style
little
is-
full of himself.
Yes, clearly.
I'm highly opinionated.
See what a great job I did?
The orcs would be jealous.
The orcs? Okay. Alright, and so. Okay. Alright. So both the scouts are NPCs. Great. Alright, so you guys go through that day. Poppy, go ahead and roll an awareness.
Ooh.
Wow.
11 and again.
13.
Oh, that's Gandalf?
Alright,
Well,
so
no,
you're
right,
just
it's a 3. so-
you're very hyper vigilant in spotting every little swish in the. Every now and then you see movement in the swamp, like a snake slithers away or a little something. So even though you don't hear any wildlife, you see that there's definitely a fair amount in the swamp itself. Again, you don't see any birds and no sound of insects, but every now and then you see something move through the swamp that nobody else seems to notice.
So there's no semblance of a river right now because you kind of.
It's
We're
a
really in this-
lazy, yeah, it does this, but luckily you're in a current, he's doing a good job guiding you, and you're following the clearest path through, even though it
So
winds
it's not
off.
the river running anymore, or it is.
It is the river running.
And it's going
but
through
it's in a
this
marshland.
swamp. Ah,
Yes, yes, it's very marshy now.
We're in the middle of a swamp with
So-
a river running.
But it has a path that's just, let's see, there was a description. And you're having to row with steering, everybody's contributing to that. This area is mostly unexplored and dangerous, shunned even by the most curious of lakemen and raft elves. The terrain along the river vale is flat and fenny. A dense fog often rises in the morning, making it almost impossible to follow a path on land. Boating on the river makes for steady progress, even if the stream becomes tortuous and sometimes wanders among hundreds of winding courses. The river waters are faster in spring than any other period of the year, as the ice melts in distant mountains, and it is spring, so if it was later in the year, it might be more problematic. So the day wears on, mist wears away, but mostly since your guide did a good job steering and you're doing a good job looking out, and your scouts are being attentive, you actually make it through the day pretty uneventfully and without exhausting yourselves. You don't get stuck even once. You have a few close calls, but you're able to steer it all the way just in the time. And finally, it's getting towards evening, and let's see. You come to a river that intersects into the river running, and you see the river's very dark. So you realize that you're in the area of, but you may have gone a little too far south of where Galleon mentioned that the dwarves may have camped.
We should be looking for a hill, I think.
Yeah, and now that you realize you've hit this area, you realize you saw a hill. One of the scouts comments that he did actually see a little hill further up, just a little ways north of here. But this is a good place to park the boat, so to speak. and then maybe walk back up to there.
Okay.
And you've been dealing with normal marsh smell, but there's an extra nasty smell coming from this river that's dumping into here. And the river is quite dark, as I said.
Which is probably why they call it the rough river.
It's a quite noisome smell.
Nice word.
I can't smell worse than
So I mean,
fortress.
it's an open sewer.
All right, so what do you guys do?
Moored the boat.
All right.
Well, I thought we should park.
So you get that up out of the water. What do you guys do with the gear? Leave it on the boat or pack it all up?
I'd take my gear
Pack
with
it.
me.
Okay. And one of the scouts here is run ahead a little bit and says, I can see the hill just about, and the mists are starting to gather, but over the mists I can see the hill. It's just a couple miles north of here.
Are we on solider ground?
Ish. It's real, you have to wend your way through. There's no straight path because of the way the swamp is.
Boggy,
Yeah, it's still boggy.
wet, spongy,
Yeah.
but not
But
water. We're not walking through water.
Not at the moment. You will have to avoid thick water. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The athletics check for the guide position, is that only in boat?
That was just for the boat in this particular instance. That's all I know.
So if we're on land, then you...
Poppy's got the, I think the
Yeah.
on land.
Okay.
Are you taking lessons?
No.
Just good.
I just think, actually, I'm really relaxed right now because I haven't drawn at least for like a year. Because I've been teaching so much. Thank you.
All right. So I have you now as the roles. Lyndon is lookout on land, and Poppy is guide on land. Correct. Okay. All righty then.
I need to
So you guys go through the dusk and find the hill fairly quickly. And sure enough, you can see again a little ring of stones that was set in dwarven fashion for a campfire clearly. It's a patch of dry land rising to the west of the river course.
Oh my god.
He's messing with the fireplace again.
Whoa, again enough room in 3 6s? Holy moly, dude. Wow. Like, you thought that one was nice. You ain't seen nothing yet. Anyway, so go ahead and describe what you do.
It's the Burnmaster 2000.
Obsessive craftsman.
It looks like
This
it means
crap
something
every day.
Like Ghost Getter the third guy.
Let me finish my description before you describe your thing.
Okay.
So it's a patch of dry land rising to the west of the river course, a few miles north of where the stream, that dark stream, descended from the mountains of Mirkwood and joined the river Running, aka the Running River, a brook of dark and muddy waters. It exudes a putrescent reek. It's near the end of the second day that you've been in the marshes. And that's what I can tell you so far. Alright, so you guys gonna walk up to the hill?
Yes.
Okay. And though we have these rolls, what do we have for
Can I attempt
marching
stealth?
orders? Marching order. I've got you guys all over the place for marching order.
No, it's not good when he starts talking about marching order.
Can I attempt
no.
stealth, Hawk?
I wanted to make a.
You will if you
Sure,
survive.
Yeah,
and
I'm
I'm
not
not
rolling next. That would be... Hey, wow. Check that out.
Good roll.
Hey,
Good
for
roll.
a
I
change.
have Sauron.
He's actually being nice and quiet.
There must be combat approaching.
So what did you just roll?
Gandalf ruined
This is stealth.
great success.
Stuff.
Alright, so tell me what your marching order is. Are you side by side? Are you spread out?
I want to be in the
Are
front.
you single file? What?
I'll be
What's your
second.
way
I'll get the arrows.
And if you want to grab minis and stuff,
But I
we
don't
already have
have the resurrection spell.
a little hard here.
Something to build.
Perfect. Okay.
You dreamed it.
Drake, you want to grab the dice?
I
Just
dreamed
be careful
a
the lids
dream
are not attached.
of building fives.
Right? So you're the bard from first season? Or is it second?
No.
First season.
I dreamed a dream
Journey
of
quest.
building
That one combat.
stone place. What?
Do you have the dice range?
dice.
The minis.
The minis.
You said dice, but
Yeah.
No, he said
Yeah,
minis.
he said minis, and then when he told Drake to get them, he said dice.
Okay.
Mini dice.
Put it up there for everybody, and open the front panel.
You dreamed
Is that
that
the
you made a
correct one? Is that the
fireplace,
one with
and you'll be able to
people,
build it
not
when you get
monsters?
there.
That's the
No, you
people
read
one,
a
right?
10-page document.
Drake, did you look?
explaining-
That's the people one or the monster one?
I feel like a monster.
Oh, it's monsters.
Okay. So just put that over here.
I feel the monster in me coming out.
Sorry.
Can I
My
get
pinky
maybe
toe caught it.
troll?
No, actually,
Yes,
it was between my
troll.
toes.
Only if you're on the internet, right?
No, then I'm a film master.
There's trolls there too.
There it is.
There's a
We didn't troll before.
works.
Alright, so open up that panel and pick some minis. Actually, I might have used a different one because that mini's taking up so many X's.
The Hobbit is a
Wrong
present
scale.
unto herself.
So halflings.
She has a zone of control.
There's
All dwarves and halflings.
Do unnatural things to the halfling.
Actually, and there's witches. Wizards.
There should be quite a few halflings and dwarves. A few elves.
Rangers, paladins, and barbarians.
Actually, a bunch of fun painting there, actually.
God, so well, you got some antiques in here. Bud.
Pretty much mostly from the 80s
Yeah, that,
when I spent
that
money on
counts as
miniatures. Now
antiques,
minis are too expensive.
Yes, I remember those days when
They were like 50 to 75 cents.
Totally.
So I charged $1 a person for my games. And so I'd have, $4 to $7 per game. I had 3 groups, so about $20. So I could buy a rule book, I could buy minis, I could buy dice. I kept everything well supplied.
Everything was affordable. I mean, and
Yeah.
people could
The
pitch
rule
in
book
about.
was $12.
Yeah.
Now they're
Second
$40 to
even a paint.
$70.
I like the guy with the treasure chest on his shoulder.
Yeah,
That's
I
cute.
sound like an old curmudgeon.
Oh, that's okay.
When I was a child, I could afford these things.
So,
I role played uphill both ways. In the snow.
Both ways. How is that possible? We had an earthquake the morning and evening, and so it changed the landform every time.
Monty Python has a great skit about that.
Yeah.
The old man who talking about
Uphill.
when they were kids, you should
Yeah.
Google it sometime. It's pretty funny.
Oh, I think is it the you had a cardboard box?
Yes.
Oh, I wish you were so lucky to have a cardboard box.
Exactly.
I have the complete Flying Circus
Yes.
collection, so I think I have seen it. Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Found the only halfling on the base.
What?
The other halfling, the other one that was
The
this
rest
small compared to the others didn't have a base to stand up
There
on.
should be.
Are you saying the rest of the halflings are based
What's-
Remember how you made the songs?
sorted anymore?
How many shadow planes?
All of them.
Oh, no.
I am missing halflings. These
I
are
think
all
I'll be
halflings, but
maybe
some of them
going
must not be
person.
put
You're
back
missing
in
a lot
the
of
box.
dwarves, too.
You don't have to put them there, I was just showing you.
Yeah, no, I was
You
checking
got
it
a
out.
carpet.
You don't have
I
very
don't
many
have more.
dwarves.
I got the
Yeah.
for some. Unless somebody- they must have
I'll
put
stay
the wrong
with the
box.
one I've
Okay,
got.
that's fine. I just want to make sure you knew.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, minis are so expensive now. I mean, $4 or $5, $6 just for one.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a lot more than inflation.
Yeah.
And it's pewter now, not lead. That's probably part of why. Or plastic. And the plastic ones are,
They bend easily.
yeah, they're,
You can fix them if you bend them.
But even the plastic ones are several dollars. You'd think those would be cheaper.
I like this one.
Yeah, it's Big B's grasping hand.
Oh,
From the D&D wizard spell.
yeah.
Grisby's
I like
fist, Big B's fist, grasping hand, all of
Is
this.
that going to be okay for me, or do I need...
Yeah, that's fine, whatever you want. I mean, it's just representative.
Well, there was this guy carrying a big book with a turban, but I didn't think that was going to
Let's see, and then I need, for these two,
Yeah, right.
a woodman and a barding. So, scholar, huh? Okay. Scholar and a warden.
Scholar with
So,
free ranks and axes.
let
Actually,
me
there's
see
a
the
guy-
mages one.
There's a guy in here with a book.
Let me see that. And that one or the
Clerics,
mages
druids, rogues,
one? Let me
bards.
see the mages one. please.
That's not me, so.
There is. Yeah, there is.
Thank you. Great low and long axe. He's a woodman. I might go with barbarian for that. Let's see something better. Oh, that's why, because the halflings mixed in with the rogues here,
Oh,
which isn't how it's supposed to be. I can see how somebody would make that mistake. See, here's Tasseloff Burfoot,
What's the foot?
I love Tasseloff.
Dragonlance, Tasseloff Burfoot.
Katie, that Lord of the Rings Lego set is just awesome.
thank you.
Good taste there.
Well, that was one of my Christmas presents to Hawk, was the Lord of the Rings.
And it's the
I figured if nothing else, you could use the Lego minis.
Yeah,
there you go.
that is.
That might actually be a great idea.
Actually,
They've got dwarves.
we could use those for the NPCs, for the NPC charge here.
To be honest, the minifigs for
You don't
Legos
show
are
up, you
just
get
as
Lego.
expensive. Sadly.
Yeah, the Legos are not cheap. Did you like that one better?
No.
No, okay.
Ice from your freezer?
In the kitchen freezer. It's behind the peas.
Then wasn't there at least one
Third or
member?
fourth shelf down.
In Dragonlance, wasn't there at least one member of the party of every race?
Yeah, pretty much.
Or half?
That's kind of what ours is.
Yeah.
We're multi-dimensional.
Ethnic.
They couldn't afford to be dead.
That's correct. You are 3 dimensions, maybe even 4 if you count time.
Dead. They couldn't afford to be racist.
Okay.
So Brian, I've decided
But they didn't want to have
we're a
now.
multi-dimensional group.
Multi-dimensional. Or demented group. I thought we were a multi-demented
Well,
group.
no, Hawk has pointed out we're in 3 dimensions and possibly 4.
Oh, possibly 4. I think possibly is a good way of describing it. Since we move forward in our story and then we pause.
Yeah. Well, I'm soon off to the great heavens.
Do you want me to hasten you there?
Turban.
Actually, I was reading the mythology on the elves.
And could you hand me the fighters, rangers, paladins, barbarians ones, please?
You know what? I wasn't looking at that before. I probably found a better one there.
Possible. Feel free to look.
When you're done.
But the thing is, if an elf dies in Middle Earth, he gets sent to the Hall of Dead in Valar.
Right.
And then it's up to Manwë whether he wants to resurrect
Manwë.
said elf or not.
Mm-hmm.
Did you decide one-handed or two-handed on your axe?
Two-handed.
Okay. So,
Nice. Thanks.
What was Caramel's weapon again?
I mean, we have the cliche one here, 2 of these, but it's one-handed. So,
Isn't this the one that you had chosen?
No, I had this guy.
Oh,
No, that was the one I
Dad,
had
did
chosen.
Caramel
Oh,
have a
okay.
sword?
Sorry.
come on.
Can you put this in the rogue?
No, hand it to me actually, because that's actually I think that's actually supposed to be a warrior. Yeah, that's actually supposed to be a warrior with armor and everything. It didn't belong in the rogues.
There was one of these measures that had a headless figure, and I didn't think that was appropriate for me.
You're asking for somebody to follow that, aren't you?
Maybe a centaur.
Stop horsing around.
You get marked.
That's a mean thing to ask of a centaur. You might get kicked over something by a comment like that. Alright, so that's going to be here.
Alright.
And
So that's a century.
this will be Erland.
So which direction are we going? Are we going that way?
This will be Erland.
What?
That
I want to be right behind you.
Okay.
an actual
So-
Chimera.
Here's Erland. Somebody.
This is the Greek definition.
We're not going to put our scouts up front.
Chimera.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yep, Chimera.
So the scouts. Okay, so there's our here's the scout.
Yeah, both here and Erland are scouts.
Okay, and then who's
I
this?
stealthed.
That's an elf.
Yeah.
Are you lurking behind?
I'm lurking in front.
We can't all lurk in front.
Come
He's the
on, guys.
lookout, or no, you're the look. Yeah, he's the lookout.
Shoot me!
So as
No,
far as
shoot me.
positions,
No.
let's go over what.
No,
those-
I'm usually in the forward. Because that's the.
All right, then I want to be in the back because then I gotta cover our rear.
Somebody needs to cover our butts.
That's right.
What pants are for?
Well, we can't count on the centaur because we forgot to bring him.
This isn't
No
Zam.
more centaur.
This isn't Zam.
Yeah, that's right. We're purists here, don't you know?
A portal opens up.
No.
We throw him in it. We close it, smacking at satisfied lips. Shoes.
I think chairs not the structure.
Doesn't list.
Maybe that's the problem.
Probably it is. Because the metal parts it's starting to split.
Look at that screw thread. Is that it?
Well, I mean, it's
Oh,
already.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a screw there.
that's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What's wrong?
The chair.
What's wrong?
The middle part is like partly split and barely connected.
I think I'll sit on the folding chair. Thanks.
Did it break?
There's a folding chair in
It's just it could break.
Oh, it did break. That used to be all together. It came apart.
Someone
Gosh darn it.
Someone
Well, yeah,
stuck a screw through
reinforced
one
all
in
of
the
it.
middle of the thing.
it looks like it broke from there.
That's all right.
Someone missed the mark.
I glued it and screwed it.
Okay, moving on.
That's the standard is.
Yeah, and also quite so short anymore.
I'm trying to find. So interestingly, unfortunately, in the index it doesn't show where the roles are. ROLEs.
Rolls for what?
Here we go. Guide scouts.
Oh.
Campfire stories.
I'm gonna write that in here since it's not in here.
It's fun. Planning campfires.
We should
Stories.
let you.
Oh,
keep
it's
that
under
roll.
traveling
I
companions.
think we will.
Except I sense combat very clearly. I sense evil.
Yeah,
very
well, I basically ruled because he said that it's arranged in this way.
So, Brian,
Yes.
if I cast sense
Traveling
evil, I
roles,
just
okay.
get touched.
I have no idea. I think since we're on the grid, I think it's a pretty likely.
I thought we were off the grid.
No, we've
My
got
maps
a
don't have grids.
telecommunications
We don't have any electrical power though. so
substation just down the river.
We don't have any electrical power, so technically.
No, it's all solar power.
Put this back, please. Alright, so a reminder about traveling roles. Guide.
Did you want the horses and centaurs?
Richard?
One companion should have the responsibility of guiding the group during the journey. The guide of the company is responsible for decisions such as when the group should stop for a rest or how to manage their reserves of food. The main asset of a good guide is a superior travel skill.
Hobbit is a guide, and they manage food.
I don't see travel anywhere. Oh, there it is. I only have a 2 in travel.
Who has the highest
I
travel?
have 2 as well.
I think one of our NPCs probably has the highest one. if memory serves correctly.
2, none. Nope.
No?
No. 2 and none.
You have a lot of backups.
So she's as good as anybody else for that, plus she has the high awareness.
Well, she won't let us go.
Okay, scouts.
That's right.
So you're kind of the, I guess, the spokesperson
Okay.
for what you guys do as a group.
So should I be in the lead or
Just the person who decides,
when to stop?
Hey guys,
responsible for decisions such as when the group should stop for a rest or how to manage their reserves of food.
Okay.
Which that makes sense for a hobbit.
Yeah.
So we swap.
Might not be the best choice.
I already said that.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Yeah.
Scouts. A character acting as a scout can be called upon to find a suitable location for setting up camp, or when a situation forces the company to abandon the road it was following to find a new one. Leaving a well-trodden path is difficult and dangerous, involving climbing up steep hills, wading wide streams, or scaling doubtful paths along cliff sides. A good scout is characterized by a decent explorer skill. So these guys are both scouts. So we have a 3 and a 2. What are your guys' explorers?
2.
1.
And yours? Just out of curiosity.
My explore is 1.
Okay. So definitely Ahir is your best scout.
What's his?
He's a woodsman as well, so that makes sense. 3. And then Erland has 2. Huntsman. When traveling with haste, a company can soon run out of provisions, especially when completing a journey that is going to take several weeks. A companion skilled at hunting is always ready to track prey into the woods before making camp. And that's...
We got
you.
3.
Yeah, that's probably...
I've got
2, hunting 1, yeah, definitely.
So what is
I
it
do
supposed to do?
What's that?
Hunt food? Is that what it basically says?
Basically, keep provisions,
Stretch out
supply,
our provisions.
water, food, etc., tracking.
So I get them. You allocate them.
Yeah.
Nice.
You get to do the work, she administrates.
Wait a minute.
I'll keep you fed.
1 for you, 2 for me. 1 for you, 2 for me.
Well, actually,
Second breakfast and all.
Exactly.
isn't it a case of now that we've finished eating breakfast, you need to go out hunting again for second
Yeah.
breakfast?
Well,
Look
that's
out.
the question. Do I need to go hunting during this time?
As I said,
Are we
especially
okay
for
with
trips that are weeks long, as long as you're okay. on
We've
food.
got provisions.
Yeah. Look out. Especially, you don't really, you haven't seen hide nor hair. She's seen some slithers here and there, but nothing appealing.
Nothing worthwhile.
Have you seen any hair?
No hairs.
A journey brings, it says look out. A journey brings a company through wildly different territories, most of them dangerous. The lookout man is a vital duty that often puts a hero in the position of saving the lives of all members of a group or of dooming them all through inattention. The lookout man's skill is awareness, usually tested at the lore master's request. So what is your awareness?
2 favorite.
My awareness is 3. Should I?
Awareness, maybe. What's your awareness?
My awareness is 2.
And yours?
Yeah.
Awareness?
So somebody else should be the guide and I should be the lookout.
Yes, you have the highest awareness. That's why I'm going through this. Is to
Yeah, I'm
see-
glad you are.
Yeah. So guide is travel skill. Everybody else had 2s, right? You had,
Yeah.
Did you have a 2?
I had a 2.
Yeah, so it was kind of 6s on that. Where it wants to be.
You thought we were.
Who else has a 2 in travel?
Or
2 in travel?
Yeah. So why don't you 2 switch then?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm the lookout. You're the guide.
Does that work?
Except when we're in the boat, then I'm the guy.
No, I'm always. Oh, I.
Let's figure it out when we get there.
I'm
That
always
actually
the
makes it
lookout.
more consistent.
Yeah.
So you'll be consistently the guide, she'll be consistently the lookout.
I've lost my position.
There's no superiority to it.
I was kidding.
Alright. So that, it seemed like there was some confusion about who's doing what, so. Those are the traveling companion roles.
Okay, and guide is based off of travel.
Yes. So you do things like allocate food, when to make camp, when to take breaks, things like that.
Balon's itching to build his thing, so we don't keep going here.
Yeah, alright, so
I keep my
now you've got your marching order there. What kind of marching order is that? One guy on the ground, what's going on?
He won't stand up. There we go.
He's got too heavy a load. So that's your marching order? Okay. Make it easy for me.
I made my stones.
Alright, so you guys are creeping up to the hill. At least he's creeping.
Do you need us in single file or not?
No, you don't have to be. I mean, it's a, you guys can be spread abreast, you can be single file, you can be in groups, you can be a triangle, whatever.
Whatever
you
your
want.
spread.
You don't use that. Yes.
Do you want a trail?
There is no trail.
Alright.
This is,
Okay.
yeah, there is no trail here.
What about trivet?
So we're going that direction.
That way.
That way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so you guys start trekking up the hill. It's not that high, it's just, one of the driest pieces of land in the area. And, as I say, you see the little ring of stones there for a fire. And you see traces of a day's old encampment. And everybody roll your search.
Is that a little bit better?
Okay, thank you.
Oh my god.
What are we doing again?
Search for details
16.
around the encampment. Okay, 16. What did you get?
I surrounded a fort.
Alright.
14.
14.
7.
16. 7.
See, it's important that I roll that stealth.
Alright, so Poppy and Grimbarald,
Yes.
you guys notice that clearly two dwarves set up the camp, but did not sleep here. And did either of you get, let's see.
I had a great success.
Yeah, but not extraordinary, however, but you only roll, okay, never mind. Alright, so that's the information you got so far.
Well, the dwarves have set up camp. They didn't spend the night.
Okay.
You had a question, Greg?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not yet. He's restraining himself.
Okay.
This tells us that they must have left the campsite early, because if they didn't sleep here, then they didn't. It wasn't partway through the night. They must have just been here a very short time.
Can we tell which direction they went?
Not with the current information, no.
Are there any signs of struggle?
Not apparent at this time.
Can I roll my awareness and see if I can glean more information?
You've already
Gleaned as
gleaned
much as
what
I
you're
can
going
glean?
to glean. If you guys want to spend a couple of hours, those of you that failed can go ahead and make additional checks.
Do
Or
we
you
want to
can-
spend that much time? Well,
What time is
we have
What
no
time is
place
it
to-
now?
it is dusk, so you have about half an hour to an hour before it's dark.
Probably should set up camp.
Yeah.
However,
Well,
It's just the thing is, if you set up camp, you may cover up
Right.
evidence. And
Right.
that's the
We
thing.
could decide to camp here. Do you guys want to camp here tonight and then look for additional
Yeah,
signs?
let's look for additional signs and then set up camp.
in the remaining daylight, and then
Yeah.
when
I'm
it's
a
dark.
little bit suspicious though.
Do you think it's safe to be here?
They're not here.
No, but
They're
we're not
all
going to
the
find them in the dark.
They're old.
This is true. I'm just uneasy. Let's put it that way.
Are the
He's uneasy.
We're all dead. So, are there trees around us or not? Really?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. In fact, I'll show you a picture.
Try not to let your misery show.
This is a good picture of the terrain.
Oh, that helps a lot.
Oh, that's beautiful.
See, that helps us picture things.
Oh yeah.
See the marshy.
I picture it kind of reminds me of the swamps in the Magic the Gathering.
Okay, so we're talking lots more trees.
Yeah, as I said, the trees were
That's
oppressive and
Louisiana.
hanging with moss.
Well, where do you think they got the card?
So can I keep my roll?
Why?
For the
Bad roll.
crafting.
No.
Oh.
For the crafting.
Oh, for your
rolled
craft?
20.
Yes, you can keep your roll for the crafting. Yes.
Is he covering up the evidence though?
Well, that's when he does it. So you two gonna spend the hour searching for more clues?
Sure.
All right, go ahead and roll.
No.
9.
How did that didn't get it? High.
Well, I got a 9 this time.
Good. That's still not even a 14.
It's better than a 1.
Yes, that is better than Sauron Eye. Okay.
I found it.
Nobody has a really good search, but Ahir actually says, "Hey, over here, take a look."
I run over to see what he's.
We all
We
gather
all get
around
over there.
looking down at the camera.
I think.
He's found. He's pointing to a rotten stump over by the side of the camp, and he notices there's runes carved in the rotten stump.
Can I read?
And there appears to be something stuffed into the rotting stump itself. And you recognize them as dwarvish runes.
Are they magical? Because I have broken spells.
Yes. Broken spells? What's that?
It's magic, basically.
What's that do?
It's close to being magic.
Magical stuff.
It's the only virtue for magic.
Excellent.
Yeah, but what does it do?
Yeah, I need to know.
It has...
Stuff.
I
Well-
took spells of secrecy, which...
Great. Oh, well then you would recognize this as these are runes, these are protecting, this is a spell of secrecy, protecting something in the stone.
what is
So technically it's cloaked, isn't it?
Cut hastily but efficaciously on the bark of the tree. Do you reach within?
it?
on.
No.
Okay,
I get a stick and
Okay.
put that into it.
okay. You poke at the rotting stump with a stick.
Well, I poke into whatever.
Okay. You hit something that makes a different wooden sound than the wood around it.
Gotta look in.
There appears to be a small box shoved into there.
Roll your dwarf blow.
Can I roll lore?
You don't need to, you already recognize the
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean,
secrecy was.
I was thinking that would tell him details on how the spell works.
That's-
I
No,
already
you
know
just
the
have to
spell.
look it up in the book.
I already know.
He knows the spell itself.
You get to choose.
The dwarves of yore made mighty spells, while hammers fell like ringing bells. You have been taught some long-remembered fragments of old spells that retain power to this day. Some require you to cut or engrave a runic inscription, usually in stone or metal, but sometimes carved in wood. You can learn a total of 3 spells: secrecy, prohibition, and exclusion, and opening and shutting. Oh, sorry, secrecy, comma, prohibition and exclusion, comma, and opening and shutting. You must choose one spell when you first select this virtue, and you may learn a new one by spending 1 experience point as you're undertaking during a fellowship phase. Spells of opening and shutting, spells of prohibition and exclusion, spells of secrecy. Carve these runes on a concealed door, a personal hiding place or object, and it will be noticed only if someone searches for it with great care. These signs are invisible to the untrained eye as long as the power within them is still working. They can only be seen and read when the spell is spent or broken. The object concealed by the spell can only be found with an extraordinary search result, unless the character is a dwarf, in which case a simple success is enough.
Technically, we can't see the carved runes in the wood.
I can.
He and he did. So yeah, you can
I
see the
pick up the
runes.
blocks.
Yeah.
Are there any runes on it for like protection so they know
No.
when it's open?
Not that you see.
I will open it.
Okay, it's a small ivory jewel case with intricately carven images of regal-looking birds. They appear to be the great eagles, symbolic of the great eagles of the Misty Mountains. If you open it, you find it contains a written and illuminated parchment.
Sweet.
You open that letter, and it's King Dane's letter to the King of the Eagles. Oops. Okay, so the letter is rolled and wound about by a fine necklace of twisted gold wire, holding a magnificent precious stone of a snowy color the size of a small fist.
Does that have...
It seems when you first opened that all the light that was still remaining was caught and multiplied by the jewel's countless facets, making the box shine as if it contained an inner light. It's a lordly gift intended to pass from one king to another. So, all of you are gathered round. You must all now pass a corruption test. And if you have any of the dragon, there's the curse of the dragon.
It's under the treasure hunter. Who's the treasure hunter here?
Nobody is.
Oh.
I have Curse of Vengeance.
Yeah, it's not.
Not the same thing.
I have a lore of secrets. Or that's
Are you talking about weaknesses?
Lord, see, yeah, shadow weakness. Nobody has that.
I have a lore of weakness.
So you don't have any special. Alright, so just go ahead and roll your shadow.
I got a 14.
I
Okay.
failed.
12, 17,
Alright,
20.
Drake, what'd you get?
4.
4?
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
And was this? It's one.
It was
How
a
do I
feat
roll
die
this
plus the number of dice equal to your wisdom.
Oh right. Okay.
I think I used all my luck
Nice.
with...
You're
cracking.
getting, well, you got a
It's
pretty
11.
success.
I'm not sure whether it's enough though.
with a great
What was
success.
Target is 14.
No, a great success is when you have the Gandalf ring plus the 6.
No,
Yeah.
no, great success is when you have 1 6, an extraordinary success is 2 6s, and then Gandalf room is automatic success.
Oh, okay.
But not a great or extraordinary.
All right. So what does this mean?
He's under the target.
It's below the target number, so it is not a success. If it had been over the target number, it would have been a great success.
Can I expend a hope point to get over it?
Yes, you could.
Okay, I'm going to do
I
that.
think, because you're at 11, you need 14 to pass. So what's your heart?
My heart is 4 with
So
7
that would be
figure.
enough. So spend a hope point, and that'll stop you from acquiring more shadow.
All right.
So those who failed gain a shadow point, and at the same time, a fierce desire is kindled in your heart to want to possess that gem.
I actually passed the test.
Whoever failed, was it just you?
It was.
I'm more likely to want to read it, as my shadow weakness is more secrets.
But all dwarves
Understand.
are like somewhat.
Greedy.
Avaricious.
I was trying to think of a nice way to say it.
I think avaricious is the nice way to say it. I think greedy is the rude way to say it.
The love of beautiful gems.
Inquisitiveness. That's a nice way of saying that everybody reckons.
Remind me to tell them that they also failed and want the gem as well.
Okay. Did you mark it off?
They gained shadow, and I put wants gem right under it.
How many shadow points do they have right
Just
now?
one each.
Can I take off the gem and throw it?
Throw it. You want it. Why would you throw it?
Yes.
Why would you risk losing something so gorgeous and precious and valuable? Clearly,
Actually, I'm going to put that
Clearly,
to the fireplace.
since it was going from a
Yeah, go
dwarf,
back to the fireplace.
since it was dwarves who were transporting it, it was sent by a dwarf. Clearly, it must be a dwarf who protects it, right?
I take it, and when I'm building my campfire, I put it in the campfire itself.
I think you need to ask the permission of the fellowship.
Yeah, ask the fellowship about that if that's what would be.
Can I take the gem?
Yeah, everybody. I don't think anybody's going to contest that, except. So,
You're an
what are we
NPC.
doing with the gems? The gem.
The gems.
Well,
Seeing as it's a dwarf gem,
I hope that we can.
We should
Keep
take
it
back to
safe.
rolling.
Yes. In the meantime, maybe we should let the dwarf hold onto it if you keep it. From
Why does the dwarf get to carry it?
because it's a dwarven gem.
I see.
Well, let's just keep it for now and let Balin keep it. But
Actually-
we must watch over it and see if we can find out more clues about the whereabouts of these two dwarves we're looking for. Remember, We are looking for these dwarves, and these are their possessions, so it's really theirs. We're just keeping it for now.
Yeah, right.
So is the gem in part of the scroll?
No, it was in the box with the
Oh, I thought it was
Okay,
part
I
of the seal.
will close the box.
the scroll was wrapped with a silver necklace thing. Let's see. So
Cold wire.
Wire.
the letter is rolled and wound about by a fine necklace of twisted gold wire, holding a Oh, so the wire is also holding a magnificent precious stone of a snowy color, the size of a small fist. Small fist, so not my.
Hobbit's fist.
It's still a big gem.
That's a big.
Yeah, that is a big gem.
I'll read the scroll.
Okay, well, it is just clearly, it's a letter to the King of the Eagles, offering friendship and, ally and thanks for the Battle of the Five Armies and their assistance,
Okay.
all these other things.
I'll put them back
Wait,
in.
A
not
small
the gem
piece of
being
treasure of
tended
thanks.
to the King of Eagles.
Yes. It's from King Dane.
Well, that
It's
was
King
in
Dane's
character.
letter to the King of the Eagles.
That was in character to the Fellowship.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I'll put the box into my bag and get to work on fire.
Okay, fireplace. All right. So that's what you guys do for then. You're making camp, doing your lookout thing, eating, and it's well into night.
Can I describe
You
what
guys pretty confident you found any clues you're going to find at this point, so you can start making the actual camp. What's that?
Can I describe what I do with the fire?
Please. Since
What I
it's
do is
short
I do a two layer sort of thing. The bottom layer is for cooking at really controllable heats, and the second layer is to provide as much light as possible, but also to make it so it provides, you can change how much light it provides with from certain stone to certain stone.
Okay.
So like removing stones out from here and here, kind of it directs the beam this way, that way.
Yeah, basically it's got four sort of things.
Things.
I walk up
quest.
behind the dwarf and ask. I walk up behind the dwarf and ask, "Where do you smelt the ore?"
It's his turn. He's describing his. Fire.
The orcs go in the river.
The ore. So where do you smelt the ore?
Oh.
Not where do you smell the
I
ore.
thought you said orcs.
I
Where
thought
do
that
you-
at first. It took me a second to process it. You meant
That
smelt
is an
the
excellent
ore,
question. Where do you smell
Supposed
the
to smell
orcs?
the orcs. A common misconception. Smelling orcs, smelting ore.
What I do is, you know how like some buildings
The orc
have
kinda
those
smells.
sort of.
Smells like works.
You know how some buildings have like those curved sort of.
Flying buttresses? Is that what you mean? Like a curved arch kind of thing?
Yeah.
Part way?
Yeah.
It's a flying buttress, alright.
Okay, I
Okay.
have four of those.
So you made a little
This is a
cathedral.
cathedral.
It's a cathedral camp.
This is no
fire.
fireplace.
This is a cathedral.
Oh, that's got to go in
Literally.
the poem.
Alright, you made your cathedral-like masterpiece
And
in the middle of the
then you can,
wilderness.
and then it's designed so you can sort of stack.
I wish you could take a
stones.
picture of it.
By the time we get finished with this adventure, he'll get to a cathedral for hobbits or something.
Alright, so you're making your gorgeous cathedral of
The gem.
fire, yeah.
I want to have the gems like the centerpiece on the top.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you'd have to leave it behind.
No.
Which there's
Which
no
I'm
way you're.
not able to do because people.
What dwarf would? I mean, come on. No. Come on.
Keep it safe.
You're a
Keep it secret.
dwarf.
Your point?
We need a receptacle for the One Ring.
Place ring here. Thank you for your deposit.
This will now be destroyed. Or given to Sauron.
All alerts have been sent to Sauron.
Have a nice day.
So Sauron
All right,
takes
so-
a messenger.
You guys make camp. You do your shifts.
Right.
Same shifts as before.
Sure.
Yeah.
Here has the first watch.
Actually, give me the second 2-hour watch.
Don't. You, that's what you already have.
I thought I had the
Your
first.
second
2 hours.
watch, 2 hours. Oh, you wanted to do switch with Grimberald?
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to run that by him.
Wouldn't you like to sleep later at night?
I hate getting off my routine.
Okay.
But because I'm a nice guy, I will let you do so.
Why are we slipping into Austrian accents?
He wants to pump you up.
So you're taking 2 hours instead of 1, is that right?
I did last time.
You did 2 last time.
Yeah, he does too. He's just
So we're going-
the second shift.
So we're
and
going
you were
I here,
fifth shift.
then me.
He wants to mix things up just to make everybody's life difficult.
Actually, I want to permanently switch to the 5th shift.
Fine. Stay there. That's fine with me. I here, then me, then Erland, then Balin, then Lyndon, then Poppy. Okay. Got it.
I just wanted to make sure you had to write your notes twice.
So Grimberald, Erland, and Lyndon all have 2 hours, or just 2 of us?
Just Grimberald and Lyndon.
Okay.
Everybody else is
The rest are 1 hour.
Alright, so second shift goes to Grimberald. Audio reports seeing quite a bit of the flickering light activity. Down over there, and he kind of points and you can sure enough see there's a pool of stagnant water over there, and you can see quite a few of the corpse candles and stuff flickering over there, more than elsewhere. You kind of see quite a few in this area, here and there, floating around, but there seems to be a fairly heavy concentration over there. It's at about 200 or 300 feet. The mist is starting to grow, but 200 or 300 feet to the south of the hill. And so he points that out to you, and just says it's kind of interesting to watch, but be careful, it's kind of also hypnotic. So,
Okay.
and then he goes to bed.
I would like, during my my watch, to just position myself so that I'm in the shadows.
Okay.
So I'm not visible.
All right. Well, there's the tree stump you can hide behind, kind of. To be able to,
Yeah, just
okay.
so that the light from the fire is not falling on me.
All right. Roll your stealth.
Okay.
Are there more trees than just the stump about?
Oh, well, on this hill, the hill's a little bit clearer other than the stump. There's lots of trees at the base of the stump.
Sorry.
Do you want to roll that again?
Yeah, I was got a little under control.
Is that your... You have no... Okay.
No,
Not very effective.
Well, the one that stopped against my knuckle was 1.
Okay. All right. So you have a bad feeling. You feel like you're sticking out, in the dark. Go ahead and roll your...
big gun on this
Yeah.
stuff.
Roll your awareness.
It's probably the Hobbit can maybe hide behind
I know.
it.
9. Most good. Okay. So anyway, you pretty much just watch around and you see, there's a lot more. Like before, it was just some corpse candles here and there. They're all around you. The whole mound is, they're not in heavy density except that one area. But here and there they pop up and they float and then they kind of fade away. And they're different colors. Some are green, some are kind of greenish yellow, some are yellow, some a little more reddish, some are a little bit of bluish tint. And kind of fascinating. Other than that, it's pretty much silent. So your shift goes through uneventfully.
Okay.
It is now Erland's shift. Do you relay any information to him?
Yes, I do. I tell him to just be on high alert, just in case. It seems like these corpse candles are a lot more abundant, and that we need to just be careful because whatever's out there may be a concentration of something. I don't really know. My Shadow Lord tells me to be very watchful, but I don't know what to be watchful for.
Okay. Well, according to legend, where there's a lot of corpse candles, there's a lot of dead bodies, so...
Yep.
That would definitely
Lovely.
be a warning. Alright, he does his watch. Alright. So then he goes and wakes up Balin Smith. Tells you about the corpse candles. Same thing
I'm
that
actually going to try to
Grimwald
be
warned about.
stealthy.
Alright, roll your stealth. Same thing. Oh, Gandalf Room!
Wow. He managed to
He
hide
hide
behind
behind
the
the
stump.
stump successfully. It's because he's shorter. He's a dwarf.
And then awareness.
Roll your awareness. Yep.
So,
What'd you get?
5.
Okay. So not very aware.
Stealthy,
but
No,
not very
close.
aware.
Just joking.
All right. So your shift goes through uneventfully
Relay what if I was
to
relaying
Lyndon.
it.
It's now Lyndon's turn.
Okay. I'm going to attempt my stealth.
Wait, you already had.
No, he
We
moves
switched.
his shift
I
around.
switched my shift.
He just likes to.
It's a swing shift.
It's kind of What's up, kiddo?
You take that call.
Yes, still 4. Okay, love you, bye.
See me right?
I don't know.
I was going to punch him forever.
That's fun.
Yeah?
Probably.
Punch him forever.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna.
rolling your
How
stealth.
close to the tree? Is there any trees on the hill?
Not only the stump on the hill. At the base of the hill, there are plenty of trees.
Go down to the base of the hill and
All right.
climb the trees.
All right.
Stealth.
You gonna hide behind one of the trees?
No, I'm gonna hide in the tree. Climb it.
Okay, climb it. Okay. All right, go ahead.
I forgot what I was going to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
16.
All right, you do a good job. Your climb skill.
It's athletic.
All right, roll your athletics. Make sure you don't fall out of the tree. Come around that one.
9.
13.
All right.
18.
Yeah.
No trouble climbing the tree. No trouble.
2.
All right, you're nicely hidden in the tree. Now roll your awareness.
Okay, this.
Failed. I didn't come back, but I had to have to. So, his
8
nose.
and
Break it, but it's right here.
12.
The scale was
15.
kind of.
Good. Okay, and you got a great success then.
Yep.
Okay, so you're noticing the same thing everybody else is noticing. A lot of corpse camels floating around here and there. You're a little closer to the south because you're on the south end of the hill, and you can see that pool where there's a large concentration of corpse camels, and you see the water ripple in the light of the corpse camels, like something moved in it. Every now and then you see something move.
Okay. As long as it doesn't move up the hill.
So that's the first hour. The second hour you hear a splash
Oh no.
and a little slap, 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 slap.
I draw my arrow, my bow.
Okay.
That's the dwarf reaching over and slapping.
Ah.
Slap, slap, slap. It's a dream.
Slapping the tree with my axe.
Okay, you hear a thin, high-pitched scream come from over there.
Like a fish. Weird fish.
And you hear crunch, crunch, crunch.
I'm going to drop out of the tree, get up to the campsite, and shake everybody's shoulder, wake them.
Good idea.
Uh, athletics and nimbleness. Or
Oh, you're fine. You
You backflip.
climb. No, you didn't get extraordinary scissors. So you climb on down and run up to the hill, wake everybody up. What?
Something approaches. Something wicked this week.
You didn't see anything approaching. You just heard.
It sounded like something was moving.
Or dying.
I draw my bow and
Where?
yeah.
South.
Ready my axe.
South, to the south, where the majority of the corpse lights are.
Okay.
I draw my bow and I head out
My axe.
the corpse light.
All right. So marching order heading towards the pool.
Actually, I think we should wait at the base of the hill.
I think I might say
Can we like draw where the?
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I don't think we should leave the hill.
I really don't think we should go to the south.
I'm in agreement with the dwarf.
The
I
elves
just don't
might
have
go-
to go. Just because the fool hobbit is going to explore doesn't mean you guys need to.
We can bravely turn our tails and flee.
Bravely ran away.
Well, we're not fleeing. We're just waiting.
I'd like to point out at the end of that bout they ate the minstrels.
Yes. And there was much rejoicing.
Yay. little fireplace thing.
Oh,
Nice.
Cathedral.
that looks horrible.
Aerial view.
The aerial view.
Up close
amazing.
is obviously even better.
I'm
Katie,
not going to draw
Yes?
every single
Dear.
tree.
Yes, my love.
could you get one, please, for me?
Diet Coke?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I'm
We're low
assuming
on
that's the only thing with caffeine, right?
Yes.
Can I have one too, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Should we stay behind? Like kill?
I'm trying to encourage the party to stay on the hill.
Yeah, I am too.
Must follow shiny light.
I turn to the dwarf and say, "What could possibly go wrong?"
Would you stop saying that?
I'm gonna have to work
I
on
tackled the hell.
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
What could possibly go wrong?
Stop saying that.
What?
Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya.
I
Killed
challenge
my
you.
father. What could possibly
That
go
is a
wrong?
really strange name
To the
for an
death.
elf.
Yeah. To the
Or the
pain.
dwarf.
Not quite.
The miserable boss mass.
The dwarf has changed in his name.
I'm now Inigo Montoya.
Alright, so that's how you guys are approaching the pool?
Where?
I'm
yeah.
standing behind.
I've gone trudging,
So
chomping
move your
off.
knees accordingly.
This is the hill.
Where's
and this is the
the?
pool.
This is the hill.
Yeah, I'm down.
This is the edge of the water, kind of like.
No, that I don't know where that came from. That just ignore this way.
Okay.
There's pool water
You
here.
need to stand
The river
behind.
is this way.
Okay.
North, south.
We ought to just.
Can I?
I
Can I
have-
move from tree to tree?
Let her. Sorry.
I have my bow with an arrow nocked, and I'm looking for movement.
Okay. Alright, go ahead, Erland.
Can I move from tree to tree?
If you wish, sure. I'm not going to draw every tree.
Can I whisper something to them? As we're
Sure.
It's dead.
Let us be careful. Just in case. The dwarves are still in these woods and maybe trying to.
Come out of the pool.
Well, no, just don't shoot until you see the whites of their eyes.
In this sled, I doubt we're going to be seeing anything like besides. Well, we might see some pale skin.
I'm going to shout it off. I'm going to shout at the hobbit because somebody has to.
That might not be easy to do if she's in. Are you in stealth mode?
Yeah. Moving tree to tree.
Yes. I'm
No, I
in
mean
stealth
her.
mode.
He's like swinging from the vines.
Oh! Alright, so place yourselves a little further back. You're not quite up the pond yet.
How about all the way back?
So
here?
start at the base of the hill or
Mark, are
whatever.
you trying to say my name is George?
We.
Watch out for that tree.
Alright, Katie, roll your stealth.
Well, I'm gonna roll stuff.
Do I need to roll awareness to see
I
if
said
I can?
Katie.
Why?
Just wait your turn.
Hobbit disappoints.
Not very stealthy.
Oh,
12.
she found those branches I'm always finding.
Okay, so yeah, she's stepping on twigs here and there in the dark.
Actually,
The problem is without the, you don't have night vision.
I have night vision.
No, hobbits don't have night vision.
I have keen.
Keen eyesight?
Keen
What does that
eyesight.
do? Let's
that's
just see
long
details,
distance
doesn't
sight
it?
of daylight.
Yeah.
I think in the dusk they work pretty well, but in the dark,
Yeah.
how dark is it?
It's total.
Oh,
Except for the
That's
little
the second to
Yeah, I
us.
mean, the quartz candles help.
We
in
haven't
that
lit a
area.
torch,
Yeah.
The keenness of your eyesight surpasses that of most folk.
Okay,
but not the elves.
but it's not the elves of the.
It's not low light.
Yeah,
Do we want to
exactly.
light a torch?
It's not. You can
Probably
see
not.
details.
I don't know.
If it's this dark, how are we going to not shoot each other?
Oh God, no.
Oh, well,
Can I light a torch now, or do they leave it back?
We don't have
I haven't gotten to you yet, so you can do what you want to do. So Katie, so you're creeping along, snapping twigs in the dark, kind of using your corpse candles to try
I'm
to
gonna creep into my.
see,
Guide
but
myself,
they're
yes.
not very good
I'm going to bring my
light
sleeping
source.
bag.
You're kind of you use the silhouetting of things
Mhm.
kind of guide your way, but you're stepping on twigs a
Well, I
lot
forgot
because
to
of that.
say is I wanted to be a car.
Very frustrated with the noise you're making. All right.
I know this
Who's that
feel.
Okay, Marilyn. So
might
you're
not wanna
following
go
her.
on
How far
No,
behind?
Linden.
Linden. Sorry, Linden. You're following how far behind?
I guess I'd try to get to that tree.
Oh, right.
Be in it.
Don't take it with you.
Okay, but you're behind her, right? So you're not.
Take it with you.
So where are you starting
Where
now?
did you get?
I assumed I was starting
Well, you went up the hill. Okay, so. All right, so yeah, if you want to run up to that tree there, you're gonna be trying to be stealthy.
Okay, so you got to do stuff.
Yeah.
Roll your stealth. You're less stealthy. You're about the same.
I
Okay.
trip.
So, can I try
All
to
right,
be
so you guys are crackling your way. Go ahead and put yourself by the tree, but you're both.
I think making more noise right now might be the best thing.
Okay.
I could shoot myself in the dark.
Boomerang arrow.
Let me jump to him because what he's trying to do with the light.
I was gonna try and be stealthy.
I understand you can still do that. Let me just go.
I-
You're lighting a torch.
I'm gonna light a torch.
Easy
I
to do
want
because
five
you still have the coals running, so you just go.
Exactly.
Those coals aren't going out.
Oh wait, I don't have torches, do I? I have a lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
never mind. A little more involved process.
Okay, so I've got 6 lanterns.
What?
Yeah.
One for each of you.
Okay.
You're gonna light all 6?
No.
Okay.
Christmas tree.
And you're gonna wear all.
Target.
Shoot me!
What you could do is you could just angle the fire's light.
Then Brian, then you do your stealth check.
No, I have a
You're
fishing
the
pole
decoy.
with the lantern on the end.
There you go. It's being another corpse candle.
Fight fire with fire. That's what I
Yes,
say.
yes.
You know,
All right,
you
so
can
you're
always
lighting your lantern.
So I'm lighting the lantern.
Okay, that's what you're doing. All right, what do you do?
stealth.
All right, to where? All right, roll your stealth. You're just hoping for a Gandalf roll, aren't you? That's
Yeah.
your only chance. All right, so you're all crackling
That was better than her.
and splashing and not
Actually,
by
no.
much.
No.
No.
It was not better than me at all.
No. Okay.
I
All right, you're lighting lantern. Let's see the other two.
And I
wow,
sit
this
down and
is
start
pretty
carving it into my box.
good. Audrey has a good stealth,
Kitty can see.
but didn't get a very good roll.
Nice. I like the blue ones.
Thank you.
Those are cool.
Okay, everybody's noisy. Everybody. Audrey has a good skill. at it, It's because you're stumbling.
Sorry.
What? How did that have to do with what I said?
Well, we just figured we're making noise and might as well have a party.
Okay, everybody in the chorus line.
All right.
Okay.
So Ahir actually has like 3 ranks of stealth, but didn't quite roll enough. He's the least noisy of everybody.
Wow.
I have 3 races in stealth. It just didn't do any good.
Exactly the same thing. I'm attributing it to that you guys don't have a good light source, and so you're just stumbling in the dark,
It's hard. It's uneven ground.
whistling in the dark.
Not very ergonomic.
Exactly. And you're splashing and crunching.
What tune are we listening to? Anyway.
Whistling in the dark.
Good
Dark.
times. Yeah.
They might be giants. All right. So you get your lantern lit. Ahir and
Is this me?
Aaron.
I don't know.
No.
I know it's not
That's
me.
me.
No,
Is that me?
that's you.
That's me.
So you'd still be up here.
Yeah, I'd be.
So
I'm actually gonna turn around and go back.
okay. There's so much noise.
Bravely turned this tail and foot.
Well, I'd rather carve some rings secrets.
All right. So again, you hear a little crunch, crunch, crunch down by the pond.
I
Okay.
think we just
Okay.
confront it.
It's louder now that you're closer.
I move towards the noise.
Okay. Sounds like it's coming from the other side of this tree.
Are we gonna cover her or what?
See
I'm
anything?
trying.
Well,
Does he
there's
have a
lots
bow
of
train?
corpse candles in this area. What's that?
Does he have a bow trained?
Yeah, I do.
You
does.
do. Are you covering her?
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm in the tree, I'm in
Range?
the browse.
Oh, you're still up in the tree. I forgot.
Well, no.
I'm moving from tree to tree.
How are you doing that?
Talking along the branches?
No, they're not. They're too.
It's not like
They're
Mirkwood.
too. Well, it is Mirkwood, but it's the edges of Mirkwood.
All right.
It's not like
the
Mirkwood.
trees are
It's
too
Mirk swamp,
sickly.
okay?
They're too sickly to walk on the ends of them
It's
like that.
McDonald's.
Oh, bummer.
So
Okay.
you can be up in the tree,
Make
but
that list.
you have to climb it. Right now he's hedged at the base of the tree, not climbing it. You want to climb it?
I think I want to get to this tree and then climb it.
Okay. Run on over there. All right.
Did I not
but
see
you're at the
anything?
base. Well, you're walking up while he's walking up, and so.
Okay.
All right. What's your stance?
Forward, unless
Forward.
I'm
I just
Forward stance. Okay.
So am I.
Okay. All right.
And the dwarf is heading for the rear.
Well, actually, I was going to make our box
Make a box seat.
secret.
He's got his priorities.
Everybody watch the dwarf doesn't make off with the loot.
Too late.
Or the hobbit with the food.
Where did the dwarf go?
What? There's food?
I'm cutting suspicious.
There might be
I don't know
fish
what
in the
this
lake.
is, So,
All right. What are you doing, Rick?
I'm
You're
going
walking
back,
back up. Okay.
and I'm gonna sit down and start carving runes secretly into the box.
Okay.
I'm still waiting to find out if I saw anything.
Roll your crafts. Yeah, I understand. Or
Okay.
lore, or whatever the skill is. What do you do for that? Craft, I guess. You have plenty of craft.
You could, I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this to him.
Good.
You could just merely hide it in the stump, couldn't you?
I could, but I don't want to have to.
The spell has been dispelled. So it's pulling it out. So.
So he's casting out the box, so when he drops it, he can't see it.
That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. You now mangled the beautiful artwork of that box.
Put it on the bottom.
Okay, fine. But you're failed to.
I got 10.
It
Yeah.
didn't work.
That's not sufficient. So that's what you're doing for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've lit your lantern. He's whittling away at the bottom of the box.
Oh, what? I've got a 2-handed axe. That's going to be interesting.
You'll have to set it down or something.
No, you just attach it to the
And what
half
do
of
you
the
do now?
axe.
Do you have time to do stuff?
Yes.
You spent the previous round lighting.
Right.
So you can move or whatever.
Yeah, it's my turn to move. I would like to. I think we need more people over here.
You don't know where anybody is in the dark. You can't really make
Okay,
anybody.
I'm
Unless you
going
want
to-
to take a round to do an awareness check to try and assess where everybody
Well,
is.
I'm taking my lantern
Okay.
and I'm going to go down here.
Okay.
To
And
see
then
where everybody
look
is.
around.
Look at me.
Okay.
So where is
Can I
everybody?
get this far?
Yeah. It's less picky about distances. All right. So now roll your awareness,
Let's see.
and you can hear the crunching sound coming from down by the fog as well.
And I suppose it's just a normal animal and I woke everybody up.
Probably not. Awareness, did you say?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, this doesn't count. What's the other one?
Not so good.
Yeah.
You with your lantern, you light up Poppy by the tree, and you light up here in Ireland near you. That's all you can see.
Okay.
Okay, so you're by the tree and you see the water splashing quite a bit just on the other side of the tree. Do you peer around?
Yes.
Okay.
Shut up.
No.
You don't see anything out of the pond, but you see in the pond a hideous-looking face underwater munching what looks like the tail end of a fish or something. And you can hear crunching bone, basically. The face looks about as big as your body. It is busy crunching and looks up and looks at you and sees you.
Yummy.
Am I seeing
Does it come after me? Does it?
Okay,
Is
so
it
you stand there and
startled?
watch.
I-
It is surprised at first.
I'll take a beat, and
Okay.
I'll take a step back and take a beat.
Okay, it comes lurching up out of the water and towers above you.
Correct.
Do you have any kind of beast lore or anything like that?
No.
Okay. You have any lore?
I have 2 ranks in general lore.
Okay, go ahead and roll that. This isn't a difficult one.
It's number 1 with beast lore.
10.
Okay. It's rather scrawny and rather pale, but it towers above the height of a normal man. It has great size. You got a 10. So you're not sure what it is. It's something giant.
Is it threatening?
Yes, it has come out of the water clutching a large club, which to you looks like a small tree.
I fire and run like hell.
Okay. Fire your shot.
Dun, dun.
And what am I rolling?
You're going to roll your bow.
3.
Whoa! Not bad. What is that total?
18, 19, 20.
With an extraordinary success. Which means, what's your... Oh man, now we gotta remember all the combat rules. There's like edge and injury and puncture.
It would be damaging.
Well, there's a whole threat thing that I have to calculate.
It's a monster. Maybe a monster.
Did you say Canadian monster?
No, I said monster.
Did you say Canadians are monsters?
Well, they do come from beyond the end of the world.
To the north. Okay. Battle skills, battle.
To battle. Har-
Yes.
Did
It's not
I,
your turn yet, so...
right, but
just hang on.
I did see what she saw, right?
I'll get to you in a minute and tell you what you
Okay.
see. So, without the armor and looking a lot scrawnier and a club instead of a sword, looks like that.
Okay.
Oh, lovely. What is that exactly?
Monster.
Wow.
And actually, the angle it is from the trees, only you two can see it at the moment.
I was thinking something like the Watcher in the Lake. Big octopus thing. At the entrance to Moria.
Mm-hmm.
Drake is just staring at me, so I figured he didn't know what I was talking about.
Well, I did.
Huh?
Pretty first.
Very strict amateur.
So,
Without the armor,
I run like hell.
Is it that big?
well, we gotta resolve the shot first.
Right.
Might be just a hair smaller than that, but not much. Yes, it's
I
very
think we
big.
should throw a lantern at it.
It could easily pick up a hobbit in one hand and dangle it.
Oh, there's a lot of things you can do.
Yes.
An elf cannon.
Excuse me.
Hey, Brennan.
Hello.
So,
what's up?
you gonna join me on Thursdays?
Maybe. I don't know.
I just thought I'd remind you. Maybe it'll stick.
I remembered after at one of the accidentally
What time?
out of like one of the Thursdays I remember trying to like
Alright, so I
There.
can't find anything on the edges. Wow, how to calculate that. Oh well.
Well, it's going to be, you got to look in the extended index. Who's
Oh.
the other copy of the index that I have?
No, it's okay.
Okay, that's where you find all the details.
Okay.
Details.
TAC test 159.
Was yours, was it short range? Because that's one of the things.
Short range, yes, definitely.
Adventurer's book, 78 and 115.
Yeah, I've got
Okay.
So, ranged attacks. Usually heroes may attack with their ranged weapons before close combat is joined. Target number to attack involved in the fight using a ranged weapon is equal to 12 plus the parry rating of the target, modified by a shield. It's not using a shield. So...
It'd be nice if you really let it down. Hobbit. Hobbit kills the giant thing.
David the Mighty Hobbit.
David.
Hobbit,
Parry.
actually.
Okay.
David and Goliath. Oh, she's got a wicked bow, that's for sure.
Wicked bow.
I have the so as to speak. Alright, so let's see. Just reviewing what's happened so far. So on this day of our
Piercing blows. During combat, a fighter can see his stamina be slowly whittled away as fatigue and blows suffer take their toll, or he can be suddenly and unexpectedly cut down by a vicious stroke that bloodily penetrates his protective equipment. In addition to causing the loss of endurance points, any successful attack may inflict a piercing blow. If the feat die result in the initial attack roll is equal to or higher than the edge rating of the weapon, what's your edge rating?
Just for the bow.
Edge is 10.
Okay. The feat die. What did you roll on your feat die?
6.
Okay. So that would have to exceed. So then the attack would result in a piercing blow. Characters hit by a piercing blow must immediately make a protection test to avoid becoming wounded. Okay, so that only applies if the feat die is above a 10. So that's good to know in your case. What about, okay. Tasks in combat. 8 points lost by the enemy. Intimidate, you can intimidate foe if you're in forward stance. So that's a task you can do. Probably not applicable in your case, but intimidate foe. And you can take away some of their hate points, which gives them some advantages. But kind of hard to do when you're a hobbit.
What about the great success, though?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Extraordinary success.
Yeah, she got 2 of them. Hey, the player's guide, page 55.
You want it? I wonder if when it doesn't make the cut on the big die, the dodecahedron.
That's
The
what I'm
feat
trying to
die.
figure out.
But if you have a extraordinary success of it,
Yeah, I don't
overcomes the
know.
results of
I
that.
don't know. That's what I'm trying
Feel
to
like-
figure out.
Wondering is not
Feel cheated.
totally clear on that.
That's the beauty of house rules.
Mm. True.
Sorry.
I mean, if it was just one success, right? Like just one success, I don't think that would really be enough.
Bless you.
But I would think that either 2 or more.
Okay, on a success, the target loses endurance points. That's right. Okay, we've been through this before.
Yeah.
The target loses endurance points equal to the damage rating of the weapon used.
My damage rating is 5.
Yeah, so a well-placed blow always has unpleasant consequences for its target. Whether or not it hit the target, whether or not the hit is successful in producing long-term damage. The combatant can be disoriented by the sudden pain, lose his wind, or be sent reeling by the powerful impact. When a melee or ranged attack roll succeeds, then the attack was successful in hurting the target in some way. The target suffers an immediate loss of endurance based on the quality of the roll and possibly modified by the attacker's damage bonus. On a success, the target loses endurance points equal to the damage rating of the weapon used. What's your damage rating?
Damage rating is 5.
Okay, so that would take 5 from his endurance. On a great success, the target loses endurance points equal to the damage rating of the weapon plus the damage rating of the attacking hero. That's over on the
The
side.
damage, which you have your range.
That's equal to your body.
Ranged is 7.
So that makes it 12.
Okay.
On an extraordinary success, the target loses a number of endurance points equal to the damage rating of the weapon plus double the damage rating of the attacking hero.
So that's 19.
She dropped him, didn't she?
No.
But he's not fitting.
It ticked him off. So you stick one right
Right
side of
in
his
the
neck, right above the bone.
Okay.
arrow sticking out. The arrow only looks like that big.
Well,
But he's-
consider the fact that she can fire it.
Dogs, where are the
and
three
you run.
dogs?
And,
Right.
I hit a tree.
what is your parry?
Oh, Perry is 5
Crush.
to the side.
Just chomp.
Hope you have good armor on your back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means I need a
Do
17.
you have a shield? What? Do you have a shield?
I do +2.
All right. He widely misses you and splops into the mud where you were.
Okay.
And you move, I don't know, 6 hexes, 10 hexes. I have no
That
idea
yeah.
how this game.
I-
You're out of there.
I thought
All right. Meanwhile, you
Yeah.
saw this big, huge creature come up out of the muck. You have any beast lore or anything
I
like
have
that?
orc lore.
Orc lore?
I have beast lore. Can I see it right now?
Yeah.
Roll it anyway, but you're gonna need a great success or better to.
Is he in the same spot?
For the moment, yeah.
All right.
So he's behind the tree, so you don't
Darn,
see
I
him.
can't see him.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. You don't know. He could be many things.
It could
Something
be.
You have your
else.
suspicions, but
I pedal.
all right. And you were climbing the tree. Roll your athletics.
Sure.
You're gonna knock that thing out from under you. You gotta go to negative.
Great success.
Nice.
Except I
Describe your climb.
No.
Oh, not a great success after all.
I got a 1 on the feet
So
die.
what's your total?
That's not a fumble.
So
11.
So that's a failure.
Yeah.
So you're at the base of the tree because you can't get a good handhold to climb the tree.
Slippery bark.
So you see this
Around.
troll come out. You see her take a shot. Do you squeal or anything when you see her come out or not? So, I'd be like, ah! Anyway, and then she fires up a shot and runs away, and he splops in the mud long after she's already gone with the club. Blood splatters off in your direction, and you draw your sword. He looks over at you. Hello.
Hey, can I have some crush?
Yes.
Thank you.
I guess attack roll.
You're what?
Attack roll?
All right. Good.
Right?
Good.
Or am I skipping something? I
Good
could
job.
try a stealth check. But I don't think that's
He's already, because you drew your sword.
oh, okay.
He's already,
Giving yourself away.
yeah. Good enough.
Why is the sword shine bright and shiny? It's glowing!
You can see fairly clearly over the pond because there's so many corpse candles. You do see shadows dancing on the pond in the water. The water just went woo in a big wave. You can see that. And you saw her run off in a big squishing sound. Stop.
14.
Enough points.
Okay, charge up.
Success.
Move your miniature up. 14. For what?
The attack roll, I thought.
No, that's
Are they
not
doing
how it works.
athletics?
Move. No, that's not how it works.
Okay.
Alright, so what it is it's your weapon.
Right.
Okay, so you got a 14.
Yeah.
You have to beat his 12 plus his parry.
Oh, right.
So you take a swing at him, he steps back, and you miss.
Okay.
It stepped back.
Does he get shown?
It stepped back.
Does he get
Avoid
in
being
light?
stabbed. He just narrowly stepped back. You still don't. The tree's big enough. He still didn't move far enough for you to see. But
If
Lots
you
of
can move
splashing
back a little
going
bit,
on.
then he'll come towards
Yeah.
you.
I shout big large thing because I don't know
okay. All right. So what do you do? And what you're whittling?
He's good.
Can I hear any of this?
No, because nobody's made any really loud noise. You heard a little bit of a muffled sound, but that's about
I
it.
didn't
In that case,
shout.
I put the box
That was-
away.
That wasn't you. That was it.
I
What?
hear a muffled. I'm putting the box away in my axe.
All right. You're putting the box away
Then he gets
All
his
right.
axe out.
and getting your action. Okay. What are you doing?
I'm gonna run, well, slowly run down.
Are you juggling the torch?
No, I'm not. Well, I'm not holding up the axe right now. My axe is
Lantern.
stuck in the
Sorry.
back.
Swing it.
I'm running down with the lantern to here,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna put it down on the
Sit
ground,
there. Okay.
and then
See
pick up
what
my
you
axe
see.
with both hands and look and see
All
what's
right.
going on.
Go ahead. Why don't you grab a red marker and put a little like squiggly
There.
circle
For lantern
around
light.
where the lantern is.
dun.
Oh, wait. That's the wrong kind of marker. Why is that in there? That belongs on the whiteboard. Drake, could you put that on the whiteboard, please?
Somewhere like here, I think, wasn't it?
No,
No,
you
you were
three
saying
or 4 marks.
there's a tree right
Come
here.
around the tree. There you go.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
like
whatever you
here
want
or
is fine.
there.
There you go. There you go. All right, and then go put your mini. All right. You see this big, tall creature roll your beast lore. Shouldn't be difficult. Pretty easy TN if
Oh,
you have any.
I just have beast lore. I don't.
Oh, it's not automatic?
It's not automatic.
You recognize it as a stone troll.
No, if it's a trait, then that modifies your lore. So you make a lore roll.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yes.
But how's that work?
Because
Because
that's
I
how
have
it works
no.
before.
But I have no lore at all.
Then you roll a feat die.
That doesn't make.
But then how could that be my specialty?
Look it up.
Sorry, that was how I understood it.
I thought it was an automatic.
I thought it was an automatic too.
I could be mistaken.
That's
Just wasting
a
time.
specialty. Yeah, it is. It is getting.
Everybody, it's funny how everybody's saying it. Who's a speciality?
It's
I
in
can't remember what
the
movie
dark.
that's from.
No, it's in its. It's a scientific speciality. That's from. Are you thinking of? Oh, come on.
I was initially thinking of like Rocky Horror Picture Show or something.
No. There's, well, that could be, but there's a quote from the Never-Ending Story
Okay.
where the old gnome
All right. I remember.
is talking to.
I have that somewhere on VHS, I think. Specialities represent the knacks, insights, and craft secrets handed down by different cultures over the years, giving heroes raised in those cultures an edge in given trades or activities. Specialities marked with an asterisk are particularly useful to a specific calling. Okay, and yours was
Beast Lore and
Lore.
I think it's under enemy lore.
Yeah, maybe enemy lore. Not a single specialty. Okay, you must select the race of the enemies that applies to.
Oh,
Gives you knowledge of the characteristics, habits, strengths, and weaknesses of your chosen enemy.
Oh,
Warriors and
no,
hunters
Beast Lore
often
is
owe their
separate.
survival to such knowledge. Okay, where is it?
96.
Oh, it's on the other page. Okay.
Yeah.
The forest, plants, marshes, and mountain ranges of wilderness teem with life. Your knowledge of beasts can provide information regarding the animal you are hunting or tell you so whether a cave you chose as a refuge is listed. Not really for enemy creatures.
That would be enemy
Shadow,
lore.
yeah, enemy lore, shadow.
so then just basic. Okay, so I just
Base,
have a
but so
basic feet die then.
well, so I don't know.
That's fine,
That
we
doesn't
can
make any
move on.
sense. How would that be any different than?
I think it would apply more to spiders than a troll.
Yeah.
If a player is using one of his common skills to make a roll, he may invoke a trait possessed by his hero to ensure successful performance. That's on page 95 at the top. If the trait is considered for the action is agreed to be relevant, the lore master may allow the acting player to score an automatic success without even rolling the dice. So it's kind of...
So a trait improves the chances of a hero earning an advancement point. When a hero succeeds in an action that strongly reflects one of his traits, he may invoke the trait to ask for an advancement point. So it would still, okay, here we go. Automatic action, use of traits. There are 3 main reasons to invoke the use of a trait. To trigger an automatic action, to propose an unforeseen action, or to gain an advancement point. When a player is using one of his common skills to make a roll, he may invoke a trait possessed by his hero to ensure a successful performance. If the trait considered for the action is agreed to be relevant, the lore master may allow the acting player to score an automatic success without even rolling the dice. When a player invokes a trait to get an automatic success, he is considered to have unspectacularly achieved his goal, an ordinary success. Lore master may agree with a trait invocation to speed up play, especially if failing at the roll would not lead to dramatically relevant consequences, or the action wasn't difficult. And I'm going to say it's not that difficult. So you don't know that it's a stone troll, but you know it's a troll.
Okay.
So there you go.
So I don't roll anything?
You don't roll it.
Okay. I know it's a troll. What do I know about trolls?
Well, they come in different types, and they're big and dangerous. You know that some of them are exposed to daylight, turn to stone, others not. And their hides are extremely tough to pierce with normal weapons. And this one looks skinnier than most. Looks scrawny, like he's been starving. You can see his ribs poking out and such. He looks kind of weaker than your typical legends seem to indicate.
Whose watch were we on? Linden's?
Yes.
In the second hour of Linden's, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That is a mere 30 minutes or so away. But realize that here in the woods, kind of tricky.
Yeah.
And there's a heavy mist.
Of course.
Yes.
All right. So do I still have a turn now that I've?
Yes.
So,
Depending on your stance, what's your stance?
Forward.
Forward?
We have to have 3 people in forward before we can do anything else. Well, no, that's not true.
No, it's not.
I would like to have.
If it's standard.
Your still max is good for chopping firewood.
Open.
Okay.
And clubs. Once we kill this thing, she uses this club as kindling.
So, do you do anything?
After we
Yeah, I run. Well, see, this is a little awkward because if Linden is next to the tree,
Mm-hmm. He's kind of in the way right
I
now.
can't really help to. Well, I don't know if you
Just
can.
kidding.
Is there space between? I mean,
No, he's up.
I was mostly trying to protect the hobbit.
oh no, that's good.
She was long gone.
That's fine. I'm just trying to figure out how best to approach. So here's a question: can I judge whether, if I ran around to the other side of the tree to attack here, whether there's a sufficient space to swing, or is it such a large tree that really there'd be too much water here to? I'll just stay with him. Never mind. I'm going to stay by Linden
What's your
because
battle?
he's my
What's your
focus.
battle skill?
He's my fellowship focus anyway. My battle skill.
Mm-hmm.
One, wasn't it?
What is?
It's on the very bottom second column.
Yeah,
On
nothing.
skills.
Oh no, I have nothing.
Okay. You could roll the feet time, but yeah. Okay, so you're just going to go ahead and.
I'm just going to back him up,
Okay.
and if he retreats or moves during his next parry, then I'll kind of
Okay.
throw in my axe. But I want to definitely get any action.
All right.
I mean, I suppose.
The only way you have a chance to get any action right now is to go
Forward.
around the tree.
Yeah. Well, then maybe I should just do a forward stance and run around the tree and get a good hack at him.
That's your call.
All right, then. I'm going to try that.
All right. Go ahead. Boom, boom, boom. And you get over there, no problem. The footing's a little treacherous.
Right.
Roll your athletics.
Okay. That's my favorite skill.
Good. That helps.
And I have 2 dice along with the feat die. I have a Gandalf rune and 7.
Okay, that's an automatic success, so you keep your footing.
Okay.
Not extraordinary, but you keep your footing.
Right.
All right, go ahead and swing your mighty axe.
Okay, so with the double, because I haven't had a chance to do this much,
Yes.
except for that one practice run. Okay,
So you are going to roll your feet die plus your number of ranks, just like a normal skill.
it's 3 dice.
And we will see if it beats
Target
his
is 6
target number.
Hurry.
Okay, and there's, I think you need to see this because then you can properly judge. Gandalf rune. 2
Oh,
sixes.
extraordinary success. Nice roll.
Stone Troll.
With your, and what, read about your weapon because it has
Okay.
special abilities.
So, right, so it's damage rating of 9.
Okay.
The edge is Gandalf rune. Injury is 20.
So edge is Gandalf room. You rolled the Gandalf room, so that's an edge.
Yeah.
That's bad news
That's
for
piercing,
him.
isn't it?
Potentially. And what damage is what?
Damage is 9.
9. Gandalf rune, and what was the third one?
Injury is 20. It inflicts.
And what did you roll total?
13.
I
Well, I don't know.
don't know what that reads. 12.
This is a 1, and this is a
12 and 12 is
It's
24,
13, but-
plus 1 is 25.
I'm not sure.
What's-
I'm not sure how the Gandalf rune counts on that.
I would
exactly.
It's
would
not
count
an
it as a
success.
12.
Yeah, I think it says somewhere. Okay.
Is my
We know
name?
you beat the target number. We know you hit them. So, extraordinary success. The target loses endurance points equal to the damage rating of the weapon, which is 9, plus double the damage rating of the attacking hero, which is your hero attack damage.
My hero
Over on the
attack?
right hand side, yeah.
7.
7 times 2, so 14.
14 plus.
So 23.
Yep.
So we had a potential 23. Then, if you get the edge, which you did, there's a piercing blow. A piercing blow must immediately make a protection test to avoid being wounded. I'm going to read this out loud since this is going to happen to you guys. Protection test determines whether a character's armor prevented the blow from causing lasting damage. Well, no, they actually, because they're
It's
alive.
their skin.
Yeah, they're notoriously tough. Prevented the blow from causing lasting damage. The character rolls the feat die plus a number of success dice equal to the protection value of his suit of armor modified by a helmet if worn. The target number for the roll is equal to the injury rating of the weapon used by the attacker. What's your injury rating for the weapon?
20.
20. So he has to beat a 20 to not be pierced.
Right.
That's significant.
Good
That's going to be a
So
tough
he's
roll.
going to have a lot of
Hello,
dice.
dead
isn't he?
roll.
If the roll fails, then the character has been wounded. The player must check the wounded box on the character sheet as a reminder. Players may spend a point of hope to invoke an attribute bonus body on a protection test. Alright. Didn't quite do it. He is wounded.
We're at 5 minutes to 4, and we still have to get your car.
Okay.
So
Alright. You wound him significantly. He didn't even see you. Put a big gash along his back rib cage area. Bones are exposed. And he roars with pain.
Does he turn? Turns towards
Yeah,
me.
he rolls around with his axe, although he seems to be having a little trouble holding it up now.
there
He
a
drags
turn?
his side.
Isn't
So
there
he
a
turns
turning
towards you. What's that?
If he turns like this, he's likely to.
Well, let's not worry about
Don't worry
the
about that. So
So
he
he's got
turns
his-
towards you.
he
He's
turns with
facing
his
you
club.
now. Yes.
Okay.
All right. And I guess we'll have to leave it there
Oh,
because it's going to take a while to resolve this.
Do we want to take a
Although,
picture of
I
the?
might drop him in the next
I will
round.
do that.
Take
No,
a
you're
picture
not
of
gonna
it so we
drop
can
him
see where the
next
place
round.
place.
Let's see.
Man, cliffhanger.
Yeah, those are always fun. I
And-
did the same with the other group. There are 9 orcs charging them as they stop.
and
After we
Drake
just
is going to be
dispatched
the first one with the turn
Yes.
next.
Drake
Right.
will be. Well, actually, no.
Very good.
Ahir and
Oh.
Erlen get to actually go next. So.
Okay.
So I might actually do that. But, okay.
Okay.
So that's where we're at.
Sounds good.
Seeing
So
if you're troll bait or not.
so this time, basically at the beginning of our adventure this time, we spent our first night in the marshes on that first hill. And in the beginning, before we took our watches, Poppy spotted in the dusk some elves.
Yes.
Lyndon approached the elves. There were 4 elves, Galleon, on the King's Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
Not particularly cooperative, but he gave info where the dwarves were seen last. And so we took our shifts during the night, saw Will-o'-the-Wisps. I fixed a great breakfast. Lyndon brought herbs and said, "Hey guys, let's try some of these." But we recognized they probably weren't great. Balin brought better herbs.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went back to the boat, and there were slimy tracks in it, and took a corruption test, so I'm feeling a bit down, and
Yep.
grim, and Lyndon as well. Got
Oh,
back-
and we will be rolling corruption tests when we start back up next time.
Right. Back in the boat, went down the marsh. Lyndon expertly guided us through the swamp. Got to
Well
our
done.
spot. Walked back to the hill because we were a little further away.
Mhm.
Got up the hill just as it was starting to get dark. I might have missed something here, but we found the box. Was there something else just before that?
In the rotting stump.
Right.
Ireland or.
I remember
one
there
of the
being two corruption tests.
Or maybe
and
even better,
passed the
wider.
second one.
The one was for the gem in the box.
Oh, right.
So we found a small ivory
It was
box.
hidden by spells of secrecy, but
Spells of secrecy.
luckily found it.
Okay.
And the dwarf was able to remove the ivory jewel box. Inside was a letter wrapped to gold and a gem that caught the light the size of a small fist.
Right. And then after we discovered how to get it open, and with Valen's help, then we found it had parchment to the Lord of the Eagles and a gem, and then
Right. It was from the King of
Dane to the Lord of the Eagles.
Yes, King of the Eagles. Yeah.
And the
Right.
gem generated another corruption test.
And Balin, right, test. And then Balin made this cathedral-like stone fireplace,
Yes.
surpassing his previous work. He's got something going here,
Better
man.
and better, yeah.
You've got a future.
He'll be the master fireplace builder.
The quote for the night was, "What could possibly go wrong?" And I fire and run like hell.
I was successful.
Yes, you were. It's too
And,
bad it was only this big compared to him, but yes, it hurt him.
And so it was
No,
during,
it hurt him more than that. It hurt.
so during the
That's
last
about
watches
the
of
most
the
you could
night,
do.
there were all these the corpse candles.
Yes.
They were kind of a big part of this.
And also don't forget about the rotting river and the putrescence.
I got that.
Okay.
All. Oh yes.
Yes.
I'll suit that. And of course, the stone troll. But do I know that or
Troll.
Troll. We'll just stick with troll for now.
Troll. That's all I have.
Troll emerges from the swamp, takes a pot shot at our poor hobbit, but who gives a good account of herself,
That's right.
wounds him, giving the elf and I a good chance to give him a whack.
And I run away and
I
use
gave
my
Character sheet.
art
Oh.
of disappearing.
He
And
tried.
he didn't let me get any
This time.
He tried.
You're welcome to take your notes. Put the character sheets.
Excuse me.
Sarah's a little sluggish today. Being up at 4:30 in the morning threw me off.
Well, I looked forward to these times.
As do I. So, do you want to email those notes to the list for the benefit of Brad and Nate?
Sure.
That would be wonderful.
He's probably going to extend his home.
I am.
He probably will, but I mean,
But
either
I'll
way,
put
either
it in
format.
prose form for you. Yeah.
Okay, either one's fine. Wonderful.
We'll see you guys later.
Farewell. Thank you for coming over.
Yep. Bye.
It was lovely to see you.
Use your bathroom before
No.
we get off.
It might be unfortunate then.
I am here to see you all.
Okay. See you later.
Pretty sure that we're leaving.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially that jump.
Yeah.
You and I that door.
Hey guys, take care.
Okay. Thank you. Good to see you. Be well. Thanks. You too.
I don't like weather.
D&T thing is going to be about fantasy and myth, and they have handwritten manuscripts of Tolkien for the Hobbit and the Rings book is going at the end of April.
Cool.
Wishes and all over there.
Yeah.
I'll have to make a trip for that. And I wanted to let Brian know about that too, because that's something that I think would be help to tell the whole society. All right, let me get my socks and shoes.
Okay.
Hopefully I have the money to pay for these tires, but they interfere with the plans I have for a month, like getting the Bronco fixed and the house fixed. Really screws that up. Minimum payments, I hate that. Interest.
So we're gonna go take your car.
Yes,
You're
I'm
gonna do
Easter
the
bastards.
things, and then we're gonna dig them.
Yes.
So.
Okay, I'll get through what to do about that dinner. So I'll probably need to come home and feed them or something, whatever. Around 5 or 6.
Okay. And then come to me by
Yeah.
7.
6:30.
6:30.
Yeah, I'll shoot for that. Does that work?
Yeah.
All right, I'll
Like
let them.
only till midnight.
Okay, midnight. It's usually 11.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my Paradise. Yep,
I know.
still running, but it wasn't